It's Tuesday, the 7th of June. Welcome to DDA. Hey, English. DDA. What we're going to do is going to start again, guys. Okay, your beautiful people, it's Tuesday, the 7th of June. Welcome to TDA, the day after. Your favorite news platform and the home of popular culture as defined by the culture. And of course, we are hosted by the best. Please, everyone, introduce yourselves.
I am the blessed, highly favored. Living a great life.
Come on.
Very happy.
I can see that.
My own royalty.
Amen.
How are you?
Amen. I'm good, Queen. I'm good. I feel all serene and shit. Yo, beautiful people, I'm the slightly stressed. Now, joking, guys. I'm still beautiful, still sexy, still gorgeous. It's Big Koi defending your right to fuck it up.
It's your boy Big Man Use, the undeniable,
the
unequivocal. Is that a word?
You say it with confidence. Keep going.
The undeniable. Did I say undeniable already?
Yeah,
you
you are flopping all over the gas.
The undisputed. Voice of reason.
But you are disputed, sir.
Cheers.
It is disputed. It was
Right.
heavily disputed.
I said undisputed.
Make a reference.
Undisputed. Undisputed.
Cheers.
Yeah, but it was disputed.
By who?
Us.
Y'all
The
peasants.
panel. Not reference.
Y'all can't dispute me.
Do you know what?
Reference
Do you know what it
Monday,
is?
6th of June episode.
It's because, his probation, we reduced it from
It's
1
not
month
his
to
fault.
2 weeks.
We see that
got
we were very
comfortable.
quick.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
pass probation.
Boring.
Yeah.
Boring.
And
It's
then before
alright.
his hive come and
And
fight,
because
I'm
it's
not
no,
even in the mood
because
today.
the Meals After 7 are gagging for more of
They're
Yusuf,
dying
they've
for
come
it.
here now, and so he's feeling confident.
Don't
You
worry,
can see-
when Meet Us ends as well, they're all gonna,
Nah,
they're all gonna come here, you know. All of them, they're all coming.
I'm going to be the security at that committee. I'm going to be declining requests.
The way I'm going to be promoting every piece of content I'm doing at the beginning, when all of you lot's fans are here, it's calm. Anyway, Emman, go on.
Yeah, and they call me man, the
Come
pro-black activist,
That's it.
TDA producer, news
Wait.
analyst,
Okay.
melanin jam-packed.
I tell y'all in the comments, your melanin gem packs are going to rip jeans on.
Can we get some
He's
footage
showing
of
out,
this?
he's showing out for
I need
y'all.
everyone to
At
understand.
8 a.m. Mind you, I need to get in GP after.
Do you know what it is? I need everyone to understand, yeah, for all the people that are just joining now, because I know a lot of you, people come with the masses. But for those who were there from the beginning, you lot have seen the journey of Emman. You lot have seen the evolution
The
of Emman.
evolution of
From the
Emman.
wallflower to the thought he is today.
Yeah,
And we
and
love
you know
it.
what? He's not even done.
He's not
This is
done.
not his final form.
Oh, he's not.
This is only the beginning.
This is just the beginning in.
the beginning.
The beginning. That's it. So, no, it's all right, Emman. I don't know what you're going to turn into, but we love it.
We're here
We love
for it. I'm here for the journey.
He's actually
I'm
a fully bona fide influencer.
no,
Vegan,
honestly.
healthy lifestyle living,
Shirt
showing off kneecaps, showing
Damn.
off muscle, showing off. No.
When I
man.
saw this, you know what's mad? When I saw this shirt off, yeah. I said, whose profile is this?
Yes.
What? I knew it was the black creator.
It's-
It was.
It's not wholesome anymore. It's not wholesome.
It's crazy, man.
Anyway, man, Emman, it's good to know that you're doing you. innit?
You've got this in you.
To tell the truth, Brent warned us about you. Brent warned us about
Brent,
you.
I didn't listen. And
But guys, yesterday, I know what everyone did yesterday.
what did we do?
We all watched Love Island.
We absolutely
We
did.
did.
We all,
Yep,
come on,
yep.
so we got to make a segment. Do we have a segment dedicated
we
to Love
do.
Island?
We doing this.
Oh my
Okay,
goodness.
okay.
Oh my goodness. TDA just got more TDA.
Just got
we love
more
it. We love it.
exciting.
But other than that, guys, how was your morning? How was yesterday?
It's good. I'm feeling good this morning. I'm feeling very grateful for life.
I feel like you've been feeling like I've seen, not that you were down in the dumps before, but I
kind of was.
Okay.
I was going
I didn't
through
want
it.
to say it.
I was going through the mud. I was
Really?
swimming and drowning in the mud.
I didn't
Yeah.
get that from
Oh,
you
was
at
it?
all.
Really?
I didn't get that from you. I got that
You know what? I can see now.
You see
I don't know if I want you to see it.
I can see it now. Because
I
last
don't-
week you're a bit frosty towards me, and this week it's been smiles
But I
and
was
joy
like-
and.
Nah.
Nah, more
you
so-
said, no, but I was like this on your first date. So what are you talking about?
So what happened after that?
So then you have to
No, I
wait
mean, like, I
13
was
days.
frosty towards you on your first date. I'm trying to keep on your toes.
Okay.
I was trying to work. That's the TDA way of welcoming you in.
What I'm saying is you seem to be in better
Lighter.
spirits.
No,
Better
you
spirits
do.
now.
Like the other, do you know when I realized you were happy? Yesterday, yeah, when you said, what did you say? Yusuf said something, and then you said, Yusuf? There was a word. I can't remember what it was. You accused her of doing something anyway, but she said it
Yeah.
back. And I was like,
Oh yeah.
I can't remember. Campaign. Yeah, you're like,
Oh
campaign.
yeah, something about a campaign.
And I was like, I have not seen this personality from you. I've
what,
seen
towards
personality-
Yusuf or in general?
No, there was like something jovial about it. Like
Oh,
usually you're
that's lovely.
sharp, you're witty and all of that, but it was like a happiness. And I
yeah, I
love
think
it.
I'm getting used to Yusuf now. I've been around.
Yusuf was not the problem. I'm just saying in general, you're
Yeah, but
happy.
I just think that the mood kicked off when Yusuf got here. I'm joking, I'm playing.
Wow.
No, but yeah, I've
No, I
been
love it.
going through things, but I'm good now.
And you know what? I couldn't even tell you when you were going through things, so you
Good.
held it down. So
Thank you, I
shout out
appreciate
to
that.
you. But yeah, what about you guys? You not going through the mud? You not?
No,
That's-
I'm right, I'm right.
You man is annoying. You man's annoying. Yeah, man, this week's been a good week.
It's Tuesday.
Yeah, keep it up. Keep it up. This week's
2 days in.
No, I woke up
2
this
out of 5.
morning and I was genuinely just happier.
That's good.
And I just love it. I just don't want it to be a reactive thing. Like, I need to like maintain it. But I just, like when you just, life seems exciting. I don't know. Like little things are, I don't know, man. It just feels like.
I think it's phases sometimes.
Yes.
But I also think as a woman though, sometimes I don't know if it's life or with my hormones.
Okay.
And that pisses me off.
That is a conversation.
That is definitely a conversation.
That is a conversation. I feel lucky, not lucky, but so today, the train stopped here and then the door stopped right in front of me. And I don't know why, but that just feels like God is on my...
No, yeah, it's the little things.
It's the little things.
That make sure you're going to have a great day.
No, and I already said from the beginning, I said this is going to be an iconic episode. So let's jump straight into it. Let's head into the very first headline.
Okay, so Boris Johnson survives the vote of no confidence.
Shock and surprise.
I'm not telling you people yesterday. They're not tired, these British people. They're not tired enough.
So as we reported yesterday, the threshold of 15%, which is 54 MPs, was met yesterday morning, resulting in the Tories proceeding with a vote of confidence. Well, as of last night, the votes came in, and it seems Boris Johnson has survived the battle for his removal. The Tories voted 211 to 148 in support of the Prime Minister, but the scale of the revolt against his leadership leaves him wounded. Despite this, Johnson told reporters it's an extremely good, positive, conclusive, decisive result.
Okay. Maybe like Yusuf.
Unequivocally.
Undeniably.
Which enables us to move on and talk exclusively about things that matter to the British people. He insisted that he secured a decisive victory following a confidence vote by his fellow Conservative MPs. The scale of the numbers racked up by the rebels in the secret ballot will raise fears that the Tories will be torn to pieces by a civil war. He was backed by just 59% of the party, which is worse than the 63% recorded by Theresa May when she faced the challenge. And she was gone within 6 months.
It's giving patriarchy, giving white people giving white man syndrome. It's all right.
So under the current rules of the Conservative Party, the PM cannot be challenged in his leadership vote again for 12 months.
Can I ask a question? What is the benefit of that clause?
About
Like,
the 12 months.
yeah, like what is that? Just, like if they see in 12 months more stupidity, they should be able to do something about it. Like,
The election will be up by then, isn't it? Because he's going to put one forward.
is it just...
Yeah, exactly. He may try and do that. But I think it's maybe to prevent people just, whenever they feel like, just voting and saying, no, we
having
want
a
you gone.
tantrum and
But
just doing
isn't that reflective of like an unstable government anyway? Like if he's that much of a pimple on their
Girl.
face, shouldn't you always try and get it off? Like I don't get it. Like I just think this just gives him 12 months to just feel like no one can touch him.
But it also gives you 12 months to fix things.
Yeah,
Because this is a
like,
high
he
number,
needs-
you know.
He needs time to
Yeah.
get
This is,
his
but that's
shit
what I'm saying.
in
It's a high number. If it was like there was a small little, I don't know if you even agree with me or not, but
Yeah.
if there was like a small faction of people that didn't dislike, but this is someone who was booed by the public, and I know that's just gesturing, but there's somebody who's also been incompetent for the last couple of months, so much so that Ricky Gervais even started his fucking headline comedy act with it. It's like it's the general consensus across the UK that
That
we
he's
have
an
an
egg.
idiot.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And so this 12 months, I feel like if I was an idiot and I got 12 months to be an idiot
happy.
about problems,
I'm
it's not going
relaxing.
to make me better. It's going to make me relax.
But at the same time, for it to have come this close, right, you wouldn't relax for 12 months.
I can't lie. I think the
You
fact
put
that...
some work in and feel like, you know what, I need to fix up because I could be gone. This was close.
Yeah, I think the fact that he got worse than Theresa May is going to make him sit up.
Yeah,
Okay,
definitely.
well, you know.
Because you know people in this world, you can do anything, but if you do worse than a woman, whoo,
Child, yeah.
whoo,
Word.
can't have that.
All right, let's go back to the black man talking.
Yeah, so basically the Labour leader, Mr. Starmer, said the Conservatives had to decide whether or not to show some backbone or to back Boris Johnson. And he argued that the public were fed up with a Prime Minister who promises big but never delivers.
Honestly.
The Lib Dem leader, Sir Ed Davies, said the result meant Conservative MPs are now fully responsible for the Prime Minister's behaviour. They have narrowly voted to keep a lawbreaker and a liar in number 10.
Oh, God, relax.
Yeah,
Everyone says that, yeah, and then when you come in power now, you don't do anything.
You break the
close
law
it up.
and you lie.
Exactly. You close it up. We don't know
Do
what
you know
you've
what's
done.
mad? Lib Dem used to be that they were close to being in the running at one point. Wasn't
Yeah,
it? Lib
but
Dem.
when we were
You know
young,
that-
yeah.
Yeah, when we were
That's
young,
right.
they were like always on the outside, like
Yeah.
the least popular of the popular crowd. Do you know what I mean? And now I feel like they just fell away. Now it's, I think
Yeah.
Green Party.
I think Lib Dem are still third though.
They're
Third
still
most
third,
popular.
okay.
But yeah, Green Party definitely come up. Because I think when we were younger, I didn't hear
Yeah,
nothing
it
about
was a
no
joke.
What did the Green Party want to do?
Yeah.
Save the environment.
Yeah, but you know what it is? I think with the Green Party, I don't think people even know their policies. I just think people want something different.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they like the name. They're like, okay, well, they're going for the planet, so they can't be that bad.
Mm.
But you know, I think that name puts them off.
I think that name puts people on.
People off. Yeah. Really?
I think
When I think Green Party, I just think of like hippies and that.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that doesn't make me think you're
Yeah.
good to be in government. So
I-
man, change that.
they're the only option, I think, outside of the two running.
I think they should
Well,
collaborate with
About
the
the
New Black.
National Front.
Well, they are high contender for me, but
Wait, what?
what was the name of that
National
ugly
Front.
guy that
Who's
used to run? them?
NFs.
Is that a real thing?
Yeah. The racist.
Are you leading it? Oh.
Am I leading it though?
What's the name of that
Just
ugly
me.
guy
Just me.
that really wanted Brexit? I shouldn't call him ugly. Sorry, differently
Oh,
faced
no.
guy that really wanted.
Differently faced.
Farage. Manager Farage?
Yeah, that's it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does that coming.
He looks like a broken teapot. I don't know. His face just look crickety and antique. But anyway, sorry guys, I don't like to insult differently faced people. They deserve their rights too.
screaming.
But okay, cool.
Okay,
Thank
well,
you for telling about Boris.
well done, Boris. I guess.
What's it called? Why isn't there like a black party here, like the Black Panther?
I
UK?
told you we need the new.
Because
Man,
he's out here
man,
thoughting
come on, man.
on
Lead it,
Instagram
lead it.
instead
No.
of changing and leading
I'm not
the
being funny,
revolution.
right? He's the producer. He can't leave.
Everyone else can tolerate us like
Yeah, so,
BPUK. That's
when you retire
what I
from
mean,
here
the acronym.
in like years, I don't know, 50
I don't
years
think
time,
people would,
you can run.
Or vote.
I don't
Until
think
then,
people would
sorry.
support number one, we're too small in this country.
Yeah, of course. I'm just saying.
Secondly, we're too like as a community, we're not even that close.
We don't
Like,
even know
do you know
what
what
we want.
teaches us we're not close? Love Island.
Mm.
Black love quickly demolished. But anyway, guys, let me not bring Love Island to different segments of the show. Let's wait, child. Let's
We
wait.
got a good
You know you
team,
gotta
that's
tease
there.
them. You gotta
Listen.
I'm lips and you smell, but don't touch my breast. So yeah,
Whoa.
don't touch my breast. Wait until the section.
Brent, where did you find this girl?
That's what I'm thinking. This girl's crazy.
Do you know what makes this mad is the time we record. So where's this coming from?
I'm just telling you,
Oh
I'm
my
teasing you with
gosh.
Love Island content, but wait till the section. That's why it's metaphorical, guys. If you ever touch my breast in real life, it's beef.
Koi done the splits for Brent yesterday as well, off camera.
Woo! You bringing off camera stuff online.
That's what I do. That's my.
Were you
role.
here, man?
Nah.
Oh, you
you
here?
missed it.
Nah.
Nah,
Alright,
you
cool.
left,
So
yeah.
basically, yeah.
It's a lie.
Is it
They're
like-
lying. They're
Give
Koi,
absolutely lying.
Koi was flirting with Brent like she does.
I flirt with
And
every,
then
no wait,
Brent said
okay,
something
first of
like,
all, no wait, okay, do you,
"Oh,
wait, okay,
snap him up
really,
or
let's
something
just take a second, close the cameras. Guys, I have people that don't understand that this is how I joke, so we need to stop, because like for future Mr.
No,
Koi,
they
this is not
understand.
the
No, it's
content.
fine.
It's all fun and games, Koi. It's all fun and
It's
games.
not fun and games when my mum is giving high price. You better stop. Like, I didn't do the
Okay,
splits.
cool.
I tripped
Koi
up.
was-
I tripped over.
Koi
She
was,
tripped into the
Koi
split.
was jokingly flirting with Brent.
I wasn't flirting with Brent.
Platonic
I wasn't.
banter.
I was showing my employer.
And then in
that I'm
about 0.2
enthusiastic.
seconds, she was on the floor. I said, God.
It happened so quickly. Okay, do you know what? She fell into a perfect.
No, God,
It's a perfect
you know,
split.
do what you like. This is getting cut out. You know, I'm not fucking up
That's
my
what you
roster.
think.
No, no, I'm even
Brent
making
is
worse.
like, content.
Brent ain't carrying that shit.
No, Brent, like, protect me. Okay, let's
No.
continue. Wait, you're actually a witch of a person.
Oh.
And by the time I deal with you by the end of this week, yeah?
When I do
But
it,
you-
When I'm true with you, you will see.
You will
Is it
see.
my fault?
It's alright. Alright. No
I can't
problem.
with this guy.
You will
I'm
not be
actually
anyone's
sick of
PT.
you.
By the end of this week, yeah, you will not be anyone's PT. Continue. I'm joking, by the way. More success to your business. So
Amen.
continue. Is that the end of that?
That's the
All
end
right,
of
well, guys, let's head into. No, but seriously, delete that. Let's head into what you say in topic of the day.
Keep on that shit.
No, honestly, that's very content.
No, guys, what is going on here?
So it's each person. Is
Wait,
a
to be
day.
fair, I think we've raised your market. Now
We
people
have.
know that you can do the
No.
splits.
Everyone knows. Anyone that needs to know knows I can do this.
Yeah,
But
but
it's
no-
not a big deal anyway.
Exactly.
I think the splits where you do it like that,
No,
that's
you-
cooler
you
than
can
the
do
one
that.
where you do it like that.
No, you can do all of
What
that.
do you mean? What, horizontal and vertical splits is different?
Don't use words that are impressive when I'm just
Do
finished.
you know what?
talking.
What are you saying?
don't come and embarrass me. Anyway, all right, cool.
No,
Alright. Topic of the day.
This is ridiculous.
So how do you guys feel about having a 4-day working week?
Dying for it.
I'm self-employed, so it don't matter to me.
He said every day's a working day.
No, I'm dying for it. I would love that.
I'm trying to get a 3-day working week still.
Alright, so basically more than 3,300 workers at 70 different UK companies, ranging from a local chip shop to large financial firms, start working a 4-day week from Monday with no loss in pay. And this is going to be the biggest, the world's biggest trial
Brent,
of this new working pattern.
Brendan's like, if y'all don't keep quiet, my next contract is gonna add Saturday and Sunday there. Watch.
So this pilot is going to be running for 6 months, right? Just to see how it works and everything. So the question is,
Do you know any people? I could do it.
would you prefer a 4-day working week? If so, why?
Mhm.
If you were a business owner, so you're on the other end of this now, yeah, would you be up for it? Because we've got to be fair, right? And what are the benefits of this to you? Like, and also what are the potential pitfalls?
Thing is, I have this conversation all the time, yeah? There's 7 days in a week. Who decided that out of the 7 days, 5 days
Right.
have to be the days you
Doesn't
work?
make
and
sense.
then
The
2
ratio
days
is
you
not
rest.
giving.
The
Doesn't
ratio
make
is
sense.
not mathing.
It
Like,
doesn't make sense at all.
I even researched it. There's a particular guy who actually decided, I can't remember his name.
It's called the devil.
I'll look into it. But yeah,
Active.
Do you know what? I would love it.
5 days.
I would love a 4-day working week. And you ask why? Because I'm tired. I'm flipping tired. Do you know how nice it was to have a bank? I was telling Emman yesterday, I said, do you know what? The bank holiday, I feel like we should have more often.
Yeah.
Because the next one
4
is end of
days.
August. And after that is Christmas.
Fuck.
Do you know how mad that is?
Yes.
And he was like, yeah, but how often? I'm sorry, how often
Yeah.
do you want a bank holiday? I said, every month.
Mm.
I think once a month is not, I'm not asking for too much.
It was Henry Ford, the man behind Ford, the car company.
Henry Ford.
He's the one.
Oh.
He's the one who invented the 5-day working week.
He invented a lot of stuff. He
That-
had
Who was
massive
he?
impact.
Yeah, big impact.
So
yeah.
you know, Ford the car,
Yeah.
he was the one that came up with a system that was more efficient for making a car. So the way I believe it was.
So they
done
gave him all the
before-
powers to dictate.
Well, do you know what?
everyone should live.
He was such an influential person in that time, like in terms of industry. So back the way cars used to be made before was, I think there would be a team that would work and make a car
Okay.
all in one. Now things were done
The
in segmentation.
production
So
times.
everyone would
Okay.
do the wheel, everybody would do this, and he saw that.
Oh,
impeded
that
productivity.
what's that thing? That line thing.
Mm,
That
yeah,
working
I know
line.
what you
Yes,
mean,
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, I learned about
as
him.
well as many other things he did.
He's a
So I guess
Marxist.
once someone comes up with a couple good ideas, you just start to let them fly
Yeah.
off. I.e., Kanye.
You know what? I've misspoke a bit, you know.
Oh dear, it's not Ford, is it?
I think we will give him his flowers.
We used to give
But
him
it used to be
flowers.
7 day week.
Yes, it used to
Exactly,
be 7.
exactly.
It used to be
7?
7, and
Yeah.
he made it 5.
So he's not
Yeah.
the devil. I'm so sorry. Henry Ford.
Yeah.
He could have pushed for 4.
Yeah, and
Here's
some cultures would have had it as 6 as well.
Yeah.
It's a whole
Or
Sabbath.
in China, Japan, I think they have 6-day working weeks, which I think really ties them out.
But what's the
anyway.
quality of life over there saying?
They burn out. They burn
Okay,
out.
well.
But the economy is doing very well.
Yeah, the economy's
but
doing
who-
really well.
who
But then do you know what
economy
happens? They work in this kind of that really high. It's like what a lot of people that leave uni and go into banking industry do. They work there for like 10 years or 7 years, get burnt out.
Yeah.
But then now they are more efficient than everybody else, so they can get any job.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I personally would love a 3-day week, but we're talking about 4-day week. I think it's, what did somebody say? I think there's a law that says you work with as much time as you're given. I can't remember what the
Yeah.
law is. But so if you give somebody a workworkload and you say they have to do it in 4 days, they will
They
get
will
it
do
done
it.
in 4 days.
Yeah.
If you tell them they have to do it in 5 days, then they'll do it in 5 days. It takes really like awake people to, do you know what I mean, to create
And I
those rules for
think-
themselves. So.
And I feel like even having 4-day weeks, would help production, help morale,
Yep.
help productivity, all that stuff. I feel like as a business owner, like Koi said, if you're telling them this is your task or this is what we need to achieve in these 4 days, they'll achieve it.
Okay.
I think as a business owner, I'll be up for it because me too, as a business owner, I'm tired.
yeah.
But don't you feel people struggle already with the 5 days?
As in how?
As in to complete tasks, certain projects and
Because you're
stuff.
giving them tasks
'Cause
that's
they're
for 7
tired.
days and 5 days. Like, and also when you think about it, what is Friday? Friday, everyone gets fucking waved or tries to enjoy themselves for that half of the
Some of us
Friday.
are tired from the week that we're too tired to go out.
Right, Saturday is the only day that's really a day off because Sunday you now need to start
It's
gearing
admin day.
for Monday again. do
So
you
we
know
only
what I
have
mean?
one day off
So
a
there's
week.
really one day off a week for 52 days in the year, and then people have to do holidays and they have to fight for holidays. God forbid you're the last person to join the group. You'll never see Christmas. I just feel like
Those are the
the
worst.
bottom line is that like a happy worker is going to work better, and anyone who is just blagging off, they were going to blag off no matter how many days you
Exactly.
gave them. Like, yeah, and I think they trial this out in other countries and it works really well. I may be wrong, but I feel like Sweden and other countries like Netherlands
Sweden
and
over there,
stuff,
they just
they do what's best for even like massive tech companies, whatever. They break the rules and they do stuff like work from home. Like I know there's certain tech companies that are like work from home like completely now. Do you know what I mean? I honestly think this 5-day a week thing is down to tradition. It's down to what people are used to and this fear that people are not actually working. So let's keep them under our eyes. It's very school-like. And I just don't feel like it needs to be that way. If someone's bad at their job, fire them. But if they can get their job done in 4 days, and often, in my opinion, they give people more work than their hours actually allow for.
But don't you think they'll continue to do that, but just with 4 days?
I'll be honest with you, if I had a
'Cause the
3-day
intensity.
weekend
Yeah.
staring at me, I'll go for it. I'll just do what I need to do.
Organized.
For 3 days, I do
But
what I need to
don't
do.
you feel like at some point you'll
Get
pretty
used-
much kind of tail off. you'll get used to it.
And then
And
now
then
work
you-
5 for 3 days.
And exactly.
Yeah, I think so. I think everyone will just get used to 4 days, and that will
Yeah.
be
And then it'll
the,
become
that will be the
the norm.
The new norm. Yeah.
What then? What do you think people will start complaining that they want 3-day weeks?
The thing is, you know what it is.
I'm already complaining for that. by the way.
Nobody wants to work. Full stop.
Facts! That's the topic of the day.
No one wants to work.
Facts.
No one wants to work. So
No.
But why is that something
4
we shame
days.
people for? Like,
I don't think. The thing is, I don't believe that human beings should spend their whole life working.
Yeah.
Like when you really, really, really think about it, we're meant to enjoy life while we're here, not working the
Do
majority
you know,
of the time.
I want to use the opportunity
Like,
to pick up the women, yeah?
What's that, sorry?
Oh, do you know what you're saying is making sense? I'm sorry, I'm just...
Yeah.
In the
Carry on, I'm
spirit.
taking it in.
Yeah.
as you're
Obviously,
saying it.
we need to work
Reflecting on
because
life.
the world needs to, function,
Turn around,
whatever.
yeah.
So it's a necessity, but it shouldn't be the ratio
The
5
beat
and
end
2.
all, yeah.
That's not equal split. 5 and 2 is not equal split.
at all.
For one could argue everything that you have today, all the things that you enjoy, the pleasures,
Yeah.
the technology, is because of this 5-day week. If it was down to 4 days,
Yeah.
you can argue that all of this would be here maybe in 100 years.
No, but in the
from now.
countries that have
Okay.
4 days, don't they have technology and stuff?
Yeah, but they're relying on a lot of stuff from people from countries that have 5-day weeks.
Yeah. But the thing is the work being done in 5 days, is it adequate enough? Could you condense it into 4 and make it more efficient? Are people actually working from Monday to Friday
Exactly.
properly?
Because you
Are
know what
they?
it is,
I
yeah?
don't think they are.
I feel like people are burnt out and tired, yeah? And in the times they take to like be inactive and
Yeah.
rest and be frustrated or whatever,
Yeah.
if you take out all that time, it probably adds up to a day.
Yeah.
So really and
Yeah.
truly,
I reckon there's
4 days is
yeah.
possible.
If you add up all the time people at work dossing off, not doing
Scroll
anything,
on Instagram and all
it
that
probably
kind of stuff.
equals to 24 hours. So just remove
Yeah.
that day, make it 4.
And let's make it 4 and we're
and
productive.
just, you know what I mean?
But honestly, the bigger fish is I don't want to work. Period. I rate the women. You know, some women are very the ones who I don't know if you ever saw the TikToks. Or basically these women, yeah, some guy was going around and asking women like what they do for a living, and one of them was like, "I'm a wife." And the guy's like, "What? She's like, I'm a wife," and she literally had a nice car, and I love women like that because they own it. I love it.
You can
So
own it,
we
but-
Easy
romanticize
life.
struggle. We do romanticize struggle a lot.
We
I feel
really,
like.
especially the black community. Gosh, we
As
love
in,
it.
like when I say romanticize it, not in the traditional way. As in, like if somebody gets somewhere, you don't feel like they struggled for it. You want to take that way. Like I've seen. Oh, what's your word? I know you like to tussle, but let me land this sentence. Yeah,
land synthesis.
the way people say stuff like Kylie Jenner is not a self-made billionaire. Look at Rihanna, she got out of the mud. The bottom line is Rihanna and Kylie are both high-fiving and
They're both in
clinking
the
with
same
their
force.
billionaire
Exactly.
status. Like,
Exactly.
you look, can you see that your day consisted of coming up with making an infographic about this? Do you know what I mean? It's like, I just feel like,
That's a word.
and I feel like, I hope that billionaires are not so sensitive where they let that take away from their status.
Of course they
because
bloody don't.
I'm so sorry.
all.
A billionaire.
I don't think Rihanna's having
like,
sleepless nights.
Billions are not. It's not easy to make. Like
Yeah.
I think I even struggle to grasp how much a billion is. Do you know what I mean? It's not easy to make. And the things. Don't get me wrong. I know it was easier for her than other people, but she did it, bro. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, if you want to look up
But
to
you know what it
somebody,
is?
don't look up to
Yeah.
her. That's fine. But I just feel like people romanticize struggle.
No, people definitely romanticize struggle. I think even when people say stuff like, "Oh, this person was handing it to them," and blah blah, I just always say, "Yeah," but then there's so many rich kids as well here, and their parents
Some have 12
handed them
horses.
that, and they can't.
And
They
they threw
know
it away.
nothing of it. It
Yeah.
takes a lot to have, like, to be born into wealth and be able to then convert that wealth into more wealth.
Yeah.
And
It's actually a lot of
wealth.
pressure.
Do you know what I mean?
It's actually a lot of
It's a
pressure.
lot of pressure
There's
as
a lot
well.
of design houses, yeah. I don't know which one. I think it's Gucci.
It was good. Yeah,
the,
probably Gucci.
but the people that the family responsible for it did not see a dime.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
they
because they're
do
too
not
busy
see a
fighting.
dime of it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that is embarrassing. That is
Yeah.
so painful. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was their own fault though.
But that's my
Yeah, 'cause they're too
point.
busy
That's my point.
being
There's a way
greedy
that
and
it's
all
your fault. If you wanted to flog them for losing it,
Yeah.
we've got to applaud them for maintaining it. That's just that. But anyway,
Absolutely.
let me not fight the battle of billionaires because
But no,
got
it's
people
true.
they
No, but
could
even
do.
like not even billionaires, even just life in general, people want you to struggle with stuff like, even like you see actually someone like okay, let me use a comedian for example, right? A comedian who's been doing skits for years and years and years and years, and then they finally got what they want to get to. We'll see someone who that maybe that did TikTok over lockdown, and they're like,
Yeah.
oh, like they didn't work that as hard and blah blah. It's stuff. Do you know what I mean? It's just stuff, little things like that. Me, I don't want to struggle.
No, I don't.
If I can get anything handed to me, hand it over.
No, it is. People
I'm good.
respect the grind. They respect the journey. They respect something from going from nothing to something.
Yeah.
new.
Yeah.
And, because I think people put more stock behind things when they've seen the journey. Like, you actually started with nothing and now you're a
Yeah.
billionaire. When you were born into it, it's like, I don't think people respect things that come easy. Because, and especially it depends on how you carry it. So just to say you were born into money. If you're walking around like, yeah, I done this, but no, you were born, that was handed to you. People don't respect the way you carry your wealth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? If you're born into money, you're humble with it, you do a lot of charitable work, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
People respect that more. If you're walking around with your chest up, like, yeah, I'm rich. But no, you were born into money. Relax. This is not your work. This is your parents' work.
Yeah.
I think it depends on how the person carries himself as well.
That's true.
Yeah, and I think people don't understand economics, man. Like, at the end of the day, the value of something is not directly related to the amount of effort you put into it. It's just down to how the market wants it, pretty much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like you said, one TikTok video blows up because the people want it.
Yeah.
You could be working for 20 years, you've got the wrong idea, the wrong timing. That's just life.
That's
you know
it.
what I'm saying? So
That
it
is
what
a
it is.
horrible sentence. What's going on here? That's
but
so
it's true.
negative.
What's that?
No, but it's true though.
Like, it sounded a lot like you, Yusuf. Man, was like,
Like, negative, it's like you said.
like, no, but like in my head, yeah, that is something that I don't think I paid that much attention to because it just sounds like there's no control. Like there's no. Just resigning to the fact that it works for some and it doesn't work for others I think that's a horrible way to think. I think it's rooted in fact.
It's reality though.
But I know, but there's no benefit in thinking that way. There's no benefit in thinking that I could be the unlucky 35%. There's no benefit in that.
Yeah.
It's
But-
true. It might be true, but I just don't know. Like when you say it like that, I'm just like, what are people meant to do with that information?
I think what they're meant to do is realize the more you try
You
something,
strategize.
the more chance it will happen.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm
Then
saying?
listen, everybody be listening. I misunderstood. I
You know what
misinterpreted.
I'm saying? Because you just don't know when it's going to happen for you.
Yeah.
But if you don't try, something going to happen. Try it once out of 10 times, less likely.
Less likely.
Do it
10
every
times out of
day?
10. Yeah.
There you go.
I'm gonna try to get a rich husband every day.
As a
And then you'll be more likely. Because honestly, look at all them women that find these sugar daddies and stuff. They're actively doing it, you know?
sugar daddy.
Yeah, I didn't say
Sometimes
sugar
it's
daddy, I said
just the
husband.
love of their
So-
life
sorry,
that
not
happens
ju- not
to have
just
some
sugar daddies.
maturity.
Yes.
Ah,
Those people there.
stop criminalizing love, you know. Can you imagine?
No, he's right. It's definitely.
Next, what's next?
What about
What
business
is
owner?
next?
What about if you were a business owner? Would you guys be up for 4-day weeks?
Yeah, because I need a break
Yeah, of
too.
course.
My business if it's not gonna affect my profits or anything like that, and we can still break even and we can still make profits and all that kind of stuff, I'll be fine. If the business is going well, I'll be fine.
As a business owner, though, 4 days, if you're making great profit and all of that for 4 days, then you might think, well, what could I have been doing in 5
But that's why you
days?
don't get greedy. And I'm not a greedy person. I'm content. So 4 days, everybody. I think I would also want to make my workers happy. Like as much as money is important, obviously it has to keep the business going. I'm a people person, so I don't want to be like, oh, so we can get more money. And then also, even if we're getting more money, I will give them the option of, okay, if we do 5 days and we get more money, this means you get a raise. It's not going to be more money just for my pocket. But again, the world is going to chew me up and eat me. And
No, but
spit me out.
you're saying fact.
Change if you'll enjoy what you'll do.
Yes.
Yeah, that's because I wouldn't want to. I'd want to do it all the time, but I would still need rest.
Yeah. I would still, a 4-day week would still be great, even if I love the job.
Do you know what Brent is just doing? Brent is just making sure that we don't.
No, it depends.
Come up with the contracts next year.
Because some jobs you take home with you anyway. I mean, like some jobs are like,
Yeah, God forbid you
you
work in
enjoy it
social
so
media.
much, you just
Not
take it
God
home with
forbid,
you, do it at
Yeah.
home, when you wake up, it's the first thing in your mind.
Yeah, but even that though,
You need a
needs to be
break.
balance.
You need
Like
a
even
break.
people that do social media and stuff, which is something that there is no door that you close. It
Yeah,
can
it
follow
just-
you
it
into
just
your day
carries
to
on, yeah,
It just carries on day to day
Yeah.
life. You need to create barricades between that. Like you need to create differences and compartmentalize a
Yeah.
little. Otherwise, you're gonna feel like you're working 24/7 and you
Yeah.
will burn out. You will fall out of love with it because you've now made it something unhealthy and
Yeah.
continuous rather than
Yeah.
purposeful and intentional.
Yeah.
Now
So-
you wish you were working 5 days.
Brent, you hear that? Take a
We're
break.
here. We're here for 5 days.
I know,
Brent.
but Brent, I think Brent's love for the vision is bigger than
Yeah.
his love.
I don't
for
think
the
Brent has
day-to-day.
taken a break since I've been recording.
I don't think Brent.
But I also
sleeps.
think that Brent wouldn't have this attitude if Brent was working a 9 to 5, that the sole purpose of it was just money.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? He would be like, I'm out. It's 5 o'clock. I'm out. Do you know what I mean?
And if it was for somebody else.
If it was for somebody else.
Exactly.
But because this is something that feeds into him and it's something that maybe he doesn't even separate too much from his being in a sense,
Yeah.
then this
Exactly.
is air. This is air for him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, now that we put Brent's business out there, if anyone's looking for a job, is there anything else? I think we've said all of this stuff,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Well, let's move into the next headlines.
All right. So this is a bit of a long one. This is about the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial. Because a lot of people have been waiting for our takes on it.
Yeah, they have.
So I'm pretty much going to give a breakdown of what happened and feel free to kind of chime in as well. So Johnny Depp has won his case against his ex-wife, Amber Heard. What exactly happened and when did this start? So less than 2 years ago, Johnny Depp lost a UK libel case against the Sun after Amber Heard gave evidence to back claims in the newspaper that he was a wife beater. So the judge felt the Sun had proved its articles to be substantially true and found that 12 of the 14 alleged incidents of domestic violence against Heard had occurred. 2 years later, however, in the US, a jury rejected Heard's evidence and the judge awarded Depp the victory despite it being assumed by many, including legal experts, that Depp had a weaker chance of victory. Many believe the fact that the US case was heard before a jury, whilst the UK trial was heard before a judge. And they believe that to be the significant difference. Okay, so what caused this? Well, Depp and Heard's relationship began more than a decade ago and eventually devolved into what appears to have been a toxic marriage. They split up in 2016. They battled in court over an op-ed, which is a short for opposite the editorial page. Basically, in certain magazines, newspapers, there's an opportunity for someone to kind of write something that's kind of not necessarily aligned with what the newspaper or magazine is pretty much put.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, on Twitter where you can kind of put a disclaimer like, my views are different too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. So she wrote this for the Washington Post in 2018 and she was describing surviving domestic violence, right? But she didn't mention Johnny Depp by name. So in it, she wrote, I became a public figure representing domestic abuse and I felt the full force of our culture's wrath for women who speak out. So Depp sued her for $50 million in damages, claiming the Washington Post article was a ruse for her to gain positive press for herself. He also claimed she was not the victim of domestic violence, but instead the perpetrator. So the jury unanimously found that Heard could not substantiate her allegations against Depp and that she knew her claims of abuse were false when she published her 2018 essay. The jury determined that Heard acted with actual malice when she wrote her essay. The jury awarded Depp $10 million in compensatory damages and $5 million in punitive damages in his defamation suit. Heard had countersued for $100 million and said she was only ever violent with Depp in self-defense or defense of her younger sister. The jury found that Depp, through Wardman, who was his former attorney, defamed Heard on one account. This was because he told the Daily Mail, quite simply, this was an ambush, a hoax. They set Mr. Depp up by calling the cops, but the first attempt didn't do the trick. The officers came to the penthouses, thoroughly searched and interviewed and left after seeing no damage to face or property. So Amber and her friends spilled a little wine and roughed the place up, got their story straight under the direction of a lawyer and publicist, and then placed a second call to 911. So it's because of that statement that he made to the Daily Mail that basically allowed the jury to award Amber Heard $2 million in compensatory damages, but she got nothing in punitive damages. So that's pretty much the outline of the whole case.
It's a lot of information.
I want to know why she done this. Like, what was her motivation?
What was the thought process?
What was happening in their marriage that made her decide, you know what, I'm going to do this to him? You know what I mean?
Malice.
Yeah, but why? Like, you know what I mean? What was the motivation? Like, what happened in your marriage where, okay, now I want to take this man down when you're the one who's the perpetrator in the first place? I don't know. It's just a weird story.
Yeah, I mean, my thing is I saw a lot of... I didn't follow this too closely in it, but I didn't need to because I knew TDA would cover it. But I feel like I saw a lot of messages from women saying her losing is not... Because when she lost, it felt like there was several conversations, like men saying to women, you see you lost one. But women were like, no, this isn't a mark against women. This is a mark against a liar. This doesn't stop. This isn't... I can't remember what the woman said. She said something along the lines of, this isn't against feminism. This doesn't hurt feminism. It doesn't hurt because feminism isn't about women being better than men. It's about us being equal. Do you know what I mean? So anyone who lies like this should be punished and stuff like that. But I mean, I'm happy that the truth's come out. It seems like the story is very convoluted. It seems like there's a lot of back and forth. I just don't know how you start off in love and end up in this situation. I know it's common, but I just don't know how you can end up to a point where you're trying to like destroy someone's name, and now her name is destroyed. Yep. Like, is she an actress or anything like that?
Yeah.
And my understanding is that she also dated Elon Musk.
Yes. I think she was married to him, actually.
No, she wasn't married.
She wasn't married to him?
No, I
Okay.
watched the documentary. She wasn't married to him, but she dated him during the breakup with Depp. Like, so he was in the
Yes.
And then she just thought, let me focus on this trial.
Mhm.
But yeah, anyway, I don't know what this means for her. I don't know what this means for her career. I don't know if she's an actress. I don't know what she does.
Yeah.
But her life is like, I can't imagine what she could do now.
Because, I mean...
Apparently, she can't even afford the money to pay him.
Yeah, apparently. She's just a liar because in the first case, which she won in the UK, she said all that money that she's won will go to charity. That's what she said. The money is not going to charity. And now all of a sudden, she don't have money to pay Depp for all these charges. This whole thing is
she really just... So if in your opinion, Emman, is she just a wicked lying woman?
I think she's just a horrible person.
Wow.
100%.
I heard he recorded her and she sounded so malicious in the recording. She was something along the lines...
She put on his bed or something like that.
Huh?
Was that her?
Yeah.
She shot on his bed, I think. Or was it
What?
this? Let me be careful. Which was it?
She
This
did.
or
No,
shot?
she shot.
She shot on his bed.
Yeah.
I just feel like, can you imagine living with somebody that's just that tapped? Like,
That's to see a woman's face.
and so can you imagine Depp's shock when she came out and said he's been beating me? Like,
You know what though? I'll be honest though. I do feel like there was abuse on both ends.
both ends.
I feel like he hit her
You think physical
physically. I
abuse?
feel like he hit her, and I feel like she hit him as well. I feel like there's abuse on both ends.
Mm.
When I look at it, I just see damaged people.
Mm.
I see people that are because he's been on drugs. I don't know what her situation is, and I think there's been stuff done on both. I don't think anybody in this is innocent. I don't think anybody here is perfect. I don't actually think anyone here is a victim. I really feel like they're both perpetrators and they're both victims. It's just worked out that way. The thing that I was seeing online was like women saying how essentially look at how a woman... No, this case, the fact that she's been denied, she lost, right? They lost the case, just shows that women and domestic violence isn't taken seriously, and they don't understand why women are taken seriously, blah, blah, blah. Because I even had to tweet, because someone was like, like she can't believe that the women celebrate, especially black women. I just thought, why am I in it? Why are black women in it? But anyway, especially black women, and they can't believe that they're celebrating another woman not winning a case. But it's not about stuff like that. It's about looking at facts with things.
That's it.
But both of them, I genuinely believe there is some shit that was going on with both of them, and they were both as toxic to each other. I don't see him as this innocent guy, and I don't see her as this innocent woman either. I think they're both perpetrators of abuse, and they're both victims of abuse, and they're just both fighting demons.
I don't think that he physically abused her though, because there was no evidence of it.
I think
Every
just because
single
there's no
time.
evidence doesn't mean that. I've had people I've had guys who have emotionally abused me and I have no evidence. I've had guys who have shouted at me and
No,
it's
you're
just
saying
my words.
you're saying emotional abuse, but
No,
I'm
but
saying physical abuse. I don't think he physically abused her.
Yeah, but I don't think there's going to be evidence. There isn't always evidence for physical abuse either.
Yeah, 100%. I don't think there is all the time, but the times when she's saying he did,
Yeah.
she's lied. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But how are women able to prove that? Because if there's no physical, there isn't always physical evidence of physical abuse.
Yes.
And that could be for many reasons, right?
Yes.
So how can we prove that there's no evidence?
Because we have to look at reasonable doubt. So my thing is, the times when you told me that he did abuse you and that you've got marks, and I've looked at the marks, they were either makeup and fake, or when you said you had marks, no one was there to see it. Or the people that did see you, when you said you had the altercations and stuff, said there was nothing on you. Nothing. And that's what happens. We're going to go more into it in Dana, by the way. But yeah, you realize
I don't
she
feel that's a
just
segment
lied.
to go more into it. Really.
Because she just lied. And the thing is, yeah, what's telling, right, is this guy was willing to put all of these things that will make him look soft or bad or whatever to the forefront, just so that he can prove his innocence.
Yeah,
He
but
put everything out there.
I don't really give credit
into,
for that.
Huh?
I don't really give credit for that. I just
it's
think
not about credit. It's just about him
No, I mean,
wanting
like-
to prove that I didn't do it. Because why should
So what's one of the things that he put out about himself that was unfavorable?
just in terms of all the recordings, how he sounded,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
all
because
the
he's trying to win the case.
no, it's
I would expect you to do
but
that.
it's not just about winning the case. It's the fact that someone's labeling you a woman beater. He's lost what's that? Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Like people don't like him in Hollywood.
They can't do that movie without him.
No, well, they've taken him off of it.
But having him in it would be bad.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Bad-
of course.
bad
Different
for
pirate
the
does
movie.
it. I think
how
if
much
somebody
he made
called you an
from that.
abuser,
Yeah.
like I know one guy, he went to go and do a lie detector test after on Twitter or something, someone called him an abuser, because I can imagine there's certain things like you could possibly be called like a murderer and be received slightly better than somebody who touches kids or beats up women in our culture. And I think in general, like let's just say in general, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you touch kids or you abuse women, it offends that old age kind of sensibility. Do you know what I mean? So I can imagine in Hollywood, especially with such a big name like Johnny Depp, finding out that he was that he beat up his wife, do you know what I mean? Who's, I still don't know what she does. Is she an actress?
Yeah, she's an actress.
Okay, she's an actress. That who's a smaller actor. I'm not saying how much smaller, but and all of that stuff. I can imagine that could actually done his dance. That would change his legacy, change his name.
100%.
So I do think if you feel like someone's wrongfully called you that, you gotta defend yourself. To be fair, even people that are guilty of that would try and defend themselves. I think my first gut reaction was probably the same as Esther. Like, yo, like, I think a situation that's that toxic, I can imagine there was some scuffling. I can imagine there was back and forth. I can imagine there was stuff said in vile, mean ways.
Yeah, 100%.
But then when you said that he put stuff out of himself that actually put him in an unfavorable light, that kind of changed my mind a little bit, because it was like, I don't know. I just feel like the way Hollywood is and all of that, you care a lot about how you're perceived and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's an argument for both.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I don't know. It just seems like
I think in just my view, I just think that him putting out stuff that is going to prove that he's not an abuser, for me, that's not a big deal, because you're trying to prove that you're not an abuser. And the way it is already, your image was already tarnished. So really, what more were you going to lose by putting out those recordings and stuff like that?
That's good.
Do you think she's just exaggerating the truth? Like, maybe there was some form of abuse on both sides, and she's just exaggerating the extent of it.
I think
to make him look worse than he actually is.
Because to go all the way to court here, knowing that you have nothing on somebody, that's brazen. Like,
she thought she had something on him.
But the thing is,
she took pictures. She spilled wine on the floor, right? Makeup on her face, bruises. All of this was fake.
No, but I don't see any lawyer here going to court. Like, you spent all those years in law school, and you're going to go to court over a fake staged wannabe crime scene.
But he wasn't there when she faked it. He's just seen pictures.
No, but you know what? With a lawyer, though, when lawyers take your case on, they need to know that, okay, like, we've got a chance of winning this.
I think there's smoke there, because the thing is, why do you wake up one day and decide to write an article lying that your partner abused you? There has to be motivation behind it. So maybe something transpired in their relationship, whether it was as bad as she described or not, and she decided, this is the way I want to get back at him. Because I don't understand the motivation.
Yeah, because you know, even with that, I'm so sorry, even with that, even if he wanted to sue her, like, this could have been, if she had zero evidence, all that kind of stuff, this could have been out of court. Do you get what I mean? In terms of, like, if she did the article and the essay was fake, right?
Yeah.
She made up a story, whatever. Yeah. And then he's, I'm suing you for defamation of character, blah, blah. All of this trial stuff could have been out of court.
Yeah.
But the fact that this became a whole world thing, a whole stage, I know people are crazy, absolutely, but I just find it difficult to believe that even any lawyer in his sane mind would take on a case where there's no chance of winning.
Lawyers take on cases of murderers all the time. Yeah. And they know that they did it. Money.
Fair enough.
Just getting
actually,
paid.
that's fair enough.
I think what's happening here is, bear in mind, I know neither of them. Do you know what I mean? And I didn't follow the story in that. But I feel like, Esther, you're judging it from the fact that you're a logical, balanced, good person, and there's limits to what you would do even when you were upset.
No, but you know what? I think even outside of that, I still believe that they were both abusive.
Yeah, no, I think
don't
that's
believe he's a victim like that.
I think that's undeniable.
And I don't believe she's just a victim as well. I believe they did shit to each other, and it's just a case of whose story is going to win in court. And
and what can be proven.
His did.
I do think that that maybe if I was a woman and I was really, really angry at a man and I had the capability of saying, I'm going to go to the end of the earth with this year, a part of me would know that on my side already is the fact that people naturally believe me because I'm a woman.
Thank you.
The fact that he's this bigger character that has a troubled past, you know, he's done drugs and all of that. And the fact that I absolutely hate him. Like, and he has done stuff to me that's made me feel so bad. Whether it's physical, whether it's cheating, whether it's, you know, whatever it is, it's offended me so much that I'm going to go all out. I've done this news article and it seems to stick. Okay, fuck it. I'm gonna go, like, and maybe I'm getting a lot of press and I'm getting a lot of sympathy or whatever. Fuck it. He has done some stuff to me, so I'm gonna go and now do a lawsuit, and I'm gonna egg it on because he needs to crumble and he needs to die. I need to be the architect of his failure. And then now you do it. You didn't realize. There's one thing that makes me think that he also is a madman, because I would never when I say madman, I would never record my partner unless I knew I was going to be using it against them at some point. The recording stuff immediately made me think there's some fuckery that happens here. Their whole situation is fucked. Like there's negativity and evil in this situation. Because I would never record me and my partner unless I was trying to present something. And when you're recording, you can pick out what you want.
But it's also just to protect yourself.
But why did he record himself? Like what made him?
It's kind of like, you know, in you seen the not The Wire, Power.
Yeah.
Where the lawyer kept recordings of Tommy and all that. And it was like, just in case.
Just in case, he kept it.
I'm not pointing it out, but just in case something happens to me, you've got something. And I think that's what it is.
Makes sense.
Like in the 10-year toxic relationship, like you don't realize it's toxic on the 10th year. You know from 5. You know what I'm saying? 2 to 3.
You know, from
so
6
he's
months.
preparing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just in case.
Yeah.
And he was right to do so. Because right now, he would have been finished.
Yeah, the things that he would have been finished. And I think that's what I'm saying. If I was like a malicious woman, I don't know. I feel like the problem with this, because it's so emotional, because there are women that have experienced abuse and stuff like that, the moment they hear things that touch their reality, they are quick to defend that woman in the way that they were never defended.
Yes.
And so that's why so many people are angry with Amber Heard, because it's like, this is so large and noisy that is that when somebody who is from a small council flat wants to complain, there's gonna be this abusers, like men that are like, you know, men that just hate women anyway, are now using this Amber Heard thing as fuel for their propaganda as well. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, as much as it's right that somebody, if Johnny Depp has been seen as innocent, he shouldn't go down for something he didn't do. But at the same time, this is fueled. Like, there's abusers that are now Johnny Depp is their king, because it's like, we're gonna stop being victim to these women's just lying, as if any woman that says stuff, and it was already hard enough to be believed when you were abused by someone and there wasn't explicit proof. Even that footballer, that the girl had a recording of him saying, "I want to fuck." Like, do you remember that footballer?
Yeah.
Mason Greenwood.
Yes. Even with that, you know that if she didn't have that recording, it would have been way harder to prove. Like, it would have been this big, successful, good-looking footballer. Why would he rape anyone? Because we all apply our logic to the situation. So, man, anyway, what's come out? I saw Johnny Depp in the pub. Everybody was showing him love. So he's, he's good. And Amber Heard, I don't know what's going to happen now, but I'm guessing this is very damaging.
In my opinion, she should go to prison.
Everybody should die or go to prison with you. I'm so glad you're not
because of how damaging this is. This could be for someone. It's just not right, man.
Yeah.
You can't just wake up one day, even if you feel hard done by, just want to destroy someone to this
But wasn't there
degree.
a time where he won the case?
Which case? This the case.
No, but isn't this the second time they've gone to court or something?
Yeah, the first one was the UK, so he lost that one. But that was like literally the case was just before the judge, and the judge made the decision.
Oh, in the UK it was before the judge, not in front of a jury.
Exactly.
How come parts of this is happening in the UK?
Because Johnny Depp wanted to sue the Daily Mail, I believe. The Sun, for putting out
the story,
the allegation that he's a woman beater, but he lost that case. He was like, okay, that's fine. In the US, let's do this.
The judge was always also connected to someone who worked for the newspaper.
Okay.
That's why they did
Mike, Brent, I can't hear you for the headphones.
The judge was also related to someone who worked for the newspaper that they were looking to sue.
Well, yeah, in these situations, I think it's hard to say anyone's 100% the evil one and 100% the good one. But I think everything that's come out is backed by facts and all of that. And abuse still does happen. Like, just so you guys know, like, abuse does happen. But to both sides of the coin, innit? But yeah, these situations are so hard because there's always a part of me that just distrust. I don't know why. I cannot explain it, but there's a part of me that just, when it comes to emotions of the heart and stuff, I just feel like sometimes people do gas up fights. Sometimes people lie. I do feel like this woman, Amber Heard, is no innocent person, of course. But I just don't like how certain people are using this for propaganda to now just, invalidate any claim of abuse. So
yeah, but people like that, but you're an abuser. Yeah, if you're gonna tag on to something like this to hold on to make a point. Do you think this is the best time to say, see, women lie about abuse? You're an idiot.
But do you know what it is? And I do not side with this. I want to make this very, very clear. I do not side with this. A lot of men feel like they can't talk when women are talking. As in, like, a lot of men feel like when it comes to certain sensitive topics, they can't have a conversation or anything like that. So when something like this happens, you see men jump for mascots. If there's a guy that is brave enough to come and talk or they all just jump behind him, and that's when I realized, oh, you lot have been feeling this. And way you know what though? Wow.
Respectfully, or maybe disrespectfully, I don't really care really. There are certain things that you shouldn't be talking about.
I think a lot of men believe that women don't want to hear from them.
And we don't.
I believe that you guys don't want to hear from men when it comes to certain issues.
Yes, and that's absolutely correct. Yeah, because it's if you're gonna come here and say anything stupid,
true.
Close your mouth. And also sometimes we don't even want the validation. We don't even want stay out of women's business.
The problem.
In the words of Nene Leakes, stay out of women's business.
The problem is, Esther, right? Men have to somewhat talk because the allegations are against men. You know what I'm saying? And there are innocent men out there. I'm not saying, obviously, like, to be fair, to be fair, yeah, I personally don't believe in just believing the victim first. I don't, right? Okay. But that's just my, I understand why people would, but that's just my position. But there are some men who are obviously innocent. I think most cases of domestic abuse, men are guilty.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's just my position. But when you've got a situation where a guy has done nothing, but because you feel hard done by, you want to ruin him. I remember. Yeah,
I'm against that.
Yeah,
I feel like she should get the time that he would have got.
I'll give you one situation. Someone was telling me about this was a social work case, yeah, where this woman split up with her maybe husband or partner, whatever. They got a child, right?
Yeah.
She's found a new partner. This partner lives in America. They want to move to America. She makes up the fact that he's been touching the girl and all types of crap, just so that she can take the child with them to America.
It's crazy.
You're going to ruin his life.
Stuff like that, yeah. I mean, I definitely do believe that in cases where it's so clear. I don't think Amber Heard's one is one that is so clear that she lied. There's no smoke without fire. I believe there's some smoke there. But I think in cases where there is so clear that the woman has lied about like being raped or being whatever. Sorry, trigger warning. I'm so sorry. Where it's clear that something has happened, that she's lied basically. I think that she should get the time that he would have gotten if he was found guilty. Yes. I'm an advocate for that.
Yes.
But I do think as well, there's certain topics. Some men don't know good words. They don't know good things. They don't know. So when conversations like this happen, whatever it is their contribution is going to be to the story, to the conversation, it's not needed.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's insensitive. Yeah. It's not needed, and it's just pure foolishness, right? And I do think that there's some times where women don't want to hear from men, and rightly so. But I think there's certain times when men is just listen. I think you can learn a lot by listening. Do you get what I mean? So 100%. I think that when conversations like this are happening, don't be so quick to jump and to want to speak on it and to want to get involved. And remember the Clubhouse era, and there was that man that really thought he could lead the pack and fight for women's rights. Even the women said, don't do it. He was like, no, I don't want to say his name. I don't want to say his name. I know his name. I don't want to say it. Okay. And he was like, no, I'm going to fight for the rights. Sometimes just listen. You can learn a lot, but if you just shut up and listen. But I think some men, and I got an office to all men because some men are smart, but some men said they want to get involved, and you always get the man who's like, right now we're talking about this situation where a woman has been determined that a woman was assaulted, right?
Yeah.
Some guy will come and be like, yeah, but then there are cases where women lie. Is this a topic at hand?
Yeah.
And I think that's what a lot of men do. That's why women don't hear from them, because they steer the conversation to something that we're not talking about, and then now we're having we're busy arguing with you as to why you're such an idiot for bringing that point up. That now the bigger picture of the education that could have been pushed out into to people is missed.
Yeah.
So it's crazy, man.
This conversation is really good, by the way. I have like a lot of women in my family, so I'm just biased towards women. Like, it comes out in the way I talk and that. When I found out that a man I really respect was in an abusive relationship with his wife, and the reason why it wasn't because he wasn't bigger than his wife, but he just didn't believe in hitting his wife. But his wife was just a disgusting piece of work, and like just disgusting on bare levels. And I won't go into it, just out of respect for the different things. It made me realize that it's not. Our problem is that we're too consumed with gender And the bottom line is that shit people are shit people.
That's it.
Like shit people are just shit people. Because the same way that if a man ever touched someone in my family, whether I'm gonna lose or not, I'm wilding out. Yeah. It's the same way that they can't physically put me in the same room as that woman because it's just a lock off. Just because shit people are shit people. I think it's in relationships. We even know if somebody was to ask our exes, as nice as I know everyone is, somebody was to ask our exes about us, they will have some negative things to say. In my head, y'all are lovely people, but they will have to, because relationships are that they bring out some of that stuff. So I don't know, man. But as long as God take control in, you know, you don't know what to do anymore. Say God take control. We don't know what we're doing. But yeah, let's move on.
Before you move on,
yes,
great question. Just go around the room. What do you think? Some of the things that your exes would say about you that's negative.
Yeah, joking
Thank
person.
you.
Yeah, joking person.
I'm self-aware. No shit in my game. I'm growing and I'm learning.
I'm answering this question.
I think. Sorry. Do you know guys want to answer it?
I thought you were.
I thought it was going to be a team discussion before we decided to jump into this quagmire.
We ain't got time. We got to go.
Okay.
We need to get to Love Island.
All right then. It's true, guys.
I would say that mine, I can be like aloof. Is that a word? Where you're quite like, you don't make your emotions and stuff known. I can be quite petty. I remember things. I remember and I will bring it up at a later date. I'm more forgiving now. So a lot of guys I was dating didn't even know I liked them. So there's that. But my story is different now.
I think we need to go counterclockwise. Spinner, holla at your boys.
Holla at your boys.
Some of the things I've heard in the past, a bit too chill, a bit too laid back to the point that they think I don't care.
Really?
Because I'm just too nonchalant and a bit too laid back. That's been a little theme, I guess.
I feel you, Yusuf. I've walked that mile. Emman, don't try to look too quiet. It's you.
Even me, I was looking up to.
I would say maybe
polygamist.
Polygynist. No, I'm joking. I think maybe stubborn, but not really stubborn though.
No, you're a Nigerian man. You stick with stubborn.
Yeah, stubborn's in your DNA.
You to Yusuf, maybe you should have said stubborn.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
I see everyone putting their best foot forward. You're liars. Go on, you say yours.
Yeah, so if we go into the next segment.
No, we're not.
I would say in the past, there's definitely been moments where I didn't actually know what I wanted.
Okay.
Like I just didn't know what I wanted. So that person it was going to be impossible for them to actually make me happy because I just didn't know what I wanted. So I would definitely say that. And that's why I've taken some time to myself.
Brent?
Ciao.
What's the next headline, man?
No, so he's going to get out of it. Don't lead us to the edge of the cliff. We will jump off.
Because you know, sometimes with Brent, you got to win the battle. No, lose the battle to win the war.
But we haven't won the war yet. And it's making me
coming.
sick.
Watch it. On my watch. I'm going to
Man with music. All right, there was Word on Roads.
Word on Roads. I want to talk about this. I don't really know if it's Word on Road really, but it's just, I found it very funny and just very interesting. So basically, I told you guys, I don't know if I said it on air or off air, but this is why you should join our community when it comes up because then you get to hear everything and you always know my references. But Dr. Umar was in the UK. He was in Nottingham. I think he has some talks to do and stuff like that. Really, I think he should have come on TDA, but that's a story for another matter. So basically, someone took a video, right, of him. So how would you describe Dr. Umar? Because I don't really watch his content, but I do know like he's a probably Iman's friend.
He's a pro-black
activist.
Melanin gem packs.
Melanin's a bit capped.
But I think nowadays he's, whether or not it's intentional or not, he's bringing comedy into his whole...
Yeah, because he's
That's not his
funny.
intention.
He's not his intention, but
You
I
don't
think
think
he's
his
seen that
intention?
he's funny.
No,
and I think he's running with it.
He's aware of the narrative about him. He's playing into it.
He's running with it.
He's running with it, for
Because
sure.
he's flipping hilarious.
Some of the videos I see, this is meant to be comedic, for sure.
Yeah.
The delivery is comedic. The whole
Alright.
thing is comedic.
But yeah, so he's a pro-black man. He believes in like, keeping black things black and black procreation and just all things black. If it's black is going and Dr. Umar's there, basically.
He's
basically.
Sorry, I was just going to chime in. Just said, so he's not for interracial dating.
Yeah.
He's also, I believe it again, Seperatician.
Separatic.
Hey.
Wow.
You spoke about Nigeria.
The Yorubas are finished today.
No, let's be fair stuff. I've been keeping strong.
Let's just say separation.
Yeah, separation. That's what I was actually trying to say. That's wild.
And also, he's trying to build a school. in America as well.
Okay.
I think it's called the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy.
Mm.
So he was trying to raise a lot of
money.
money for that.
Well, I think I saw that. I think he said someone sent him like less than he expected. He said only £250, dollars, whatever. He was
Yeah.
like, only $250. You don't know what he's serious about. Like he was so dismissive about people sending him large sums of money. Yeah.
It's been a lot of years now. So people are like, where's this money going though?
But this raises a question though. Like, can you be pro-black and have a white partner?
Well, first of all, what's the story?
Yeah.
Let's get the tea.
Huh?
Because Dr. Umar says no.
We have to have the tea first. Then
Dr.
spin it.
Umar says no. Basically, so someone took a video of him talking to this white lady, right?
Mhm.
And everyone was like basically she's on her phone in it. So it looks as if it's an exchange of numbers. You know the scene. And they were basically like, oh, like obviously you know how the internet's gonna react, like what the heck?
Mhm.
You do all this preaching and here he is with a white woman and blah blah blah. Just a whole kind of
It's
stuff.
definitely a leap.
Mate, there's a massive jump. But I can't lie to you. Okay, kind of thought, it's what we're doing.
Because it looked like a good leap still.
It made sense. It made
The
sense.
action felt very flirty, very coy.
Exactly. So it made sense to me. And I think I'm very aware that people pretend online. So yeah, there's that.
I didn't realize how much though.
A lot is the way. It is the way.
As in, guys, people,
yeah.
social media personalities, whatever.
Mm.
Like,
it's all a scam. It's all a lie.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah.
But so they took that video, blah blah, and then he then came out and he had a statement. And I think this is what I found funny: the fact that he does what he does on Latin, but like he has to respond to things.
Mm.
And I just found that what a life to live. So, anyways, this is his statement. So he put the video up on his Instagram too, and his caption was, "Why did you dusty snow bunny loving beta males leave out the footage of me taking a pic with the brother? That would have given context to the conversation with the vendor. Why did you remove the footage of me paying her for my incense? Lastly, why did you not show me walking off? After the pic with the brother, she asked who was I. I told her, then she pulled her phone out and searched me on YouTube. The Breakfast Club videos popped up first in the feed. I simply pointed to those videos on her phone and said, that's me. She said, wow, that is you. I promptly picked up my merchandise bag and headed to the smoothie shop where I ran into the beautiful sister that I took a picture with, and then onto my car to get back to Philly before the storm hit. You Negroes can't stand a principled black man."
Yeah, but you can get why that whole scene was taken out of context though.
Of course.
Yeah.
It looked like he was saying a number.
Yeah, it looked like it, but okay, do you believe that he was or he wasn't?
I believe he was.
What about
I
you?
think-
I don't think he was.
I don't think it was at all.
Sorry, Brent, what do you mean no? You can't tell me what I believe.
No, he's telling me what he believes.
No, he didn't know because he didn't get involved in the show. He was telling me, don't try to cover up, Brent. He was telling me that I didn't believe that. Is that what you were doing, Brent?
Definitely not. I would never do that to someone.
Phony. But I believe so because again, I just know that people lie. Like people, look at what Kevin Samuels was doing and how his
People do
situation
lie,
ended.
but people also don't lie.
People, and yeah, that's fine. People don't lie, but
Yeah.
I'm not gonna see a video and think, oh, he bought incense. I didn't see a bag with him.
Because if someone sees you at a party, kicking with a guy,
Mm.
and it's strictly platonic, and someone does a snap of it, and you've
Yeah.
got a man, and your man sees it, people are like, babe, that's just my friend, we're just chatting. But it looks a certain way on camera, but it wasn't that way in reality.
Yeah, but I'm saying that I believed it was because of the way it looks on camera. But that situation,
Yeah,
I
but-
believed that he was exchanging details with her because that's how he looked on camera.
What I mean is, you can be talking to a friend,
Yeah, and
and
that's
on
happened
camera
to me
it looks
before.
like it's Sutton,
Yeah,
and your man's like, "What's this?" And you're like, "No, babes, it was just me and my friend chatting."
yeah. But the difference is though in
Yeah.
this situation is that I wouldn't care
Yeah,
what everyone else was thinking. For me, I'm just letting my man know that wasn't the situation,
yeah.
and that's
But that's
it.
because
So,
you're build a platform saying that you're going to
Yeah,
always be
exactly.
honest and loyal to your man. So
and that's fair enough. But that's what it looked like to me. It looked as if like the content I see of him
Yeah.
is him again just talking about interracial dating and all that kind of stuff. And black. It's not crazy for me to think that was what he was doing.
Oh no, of course.
Because a lot of people are fake.
Both
so that's
scenarios
why I
can be
believed
true.
it. Yeah.
Mm.
I don't know what I believe because I don't.
I'm
It is
so
what it is, isn't it?
indifferent. Like,
Yeah, I don't-
like. My thing is him doing whatever he's done, unless he was the sole reason why you were dating black women, this should not shake your boat. Like
It shouldn't, but you know what it is? Because he's obviously out here preaching.
Yeah.
What's it called? What's the word?
Snow bunnyism. Is snow bunny an offensive word?
It is.
I
I'm
don't
sure
know.
it is.
You're gonna have to-
Is
you're gonna have to ask
grey
a white person.
youths an offensive word?
Grey
Yes,
to describe who?
white
White.
people.
Okay, this
Great.
conversation is going left. I'm going to go on to the next headline.
I've heard that before, and I would never use it, but I heard people using it very
But
casually.
where are grey people from? Like what type of demographic?
Just like white people. I think they're just like white people grey. Yeah, that feels offensive. That feels
I'm
offensive.
glad you guys got there eventually. Yeah, I tried to stop you 5
Because
minutes
obviously,
ago.
no, because grey to me is a color in between white and black. So I'm like, who are you defining as grey?
Oh,
No,
you
it's just for white.
shit! I never thought
Yeah.
about that.
You know what I mean?
Maybe you just stick to calling people by their name. Hey, John.
Yeah, let's just do that.
Anyway, stuff.
Yeah, so next headline, Young Thug has been denied bail, basically. So his case is January the 9th, I believe. So he's
Young
gonna have to,
Thug going down.
he's gonna have to stay there. So basically what they're arguing is that they're arguing that he's the leader of this whole thing.
With YSL.
There's no proof really to say that he's pulled the trigger. But like he's got the people running around to do what they need to do.
That was the most
So they're basically
civilian
saying
pull-up trigger ever.
What?
That was so cute.
I'm not from the road, so I tell you guys all the time. But yeah, so essentially they're saying that if they let him out, damage can be done. Yes, he might not fly anywhere, whatever, but he's so powerful that it will disrupt the case in some ways or another. He's got access to plan things and whatever else. I guess the episode of Power, really, when you think about it. And with the court and stuff, they're gonna they're basically gonna take lyrics of his songs. They're gonna reference them in the case, and essentially that is kind of evidence against him in a way. So really and truly, this whole thing happened from one of the guys within YSL killing a police officer who wanted to arrest him. So yeah, so people are basically saying that they reckon Young Thug knew the police were closing in on him because obviously as the result of that situation, that was killing a police officer. That's mad. I mean, madder that they're killing civilians, but in America, you can imagine what that's like. So yeah, so in a way, people are saying that he kind of had a feeling that they were closing in on him and stuff like that. And yeah, unfortunately, they're going to be taking his lyrics into consideration.
I'm not gonna lie, Thug and Gun are going to prison. It's so weird because
It's weird.
they're like the most unassuming gangsters ever. Like
Like
they're
the Western Nicky
they're
African
just
guys
like
out here just wearing dresses. and shit.
fashionistas. They're
Yeah.
very like fluid and in tune with, I guess, I don't know, their
Sexuality?
feminine side, I guess.
Yeah.
So for them to be in this is kind of weird still.
It's very, I thought,
I mean,
sorry to the victims, but actually, no, shut. No. But one of the lyrics in his songs, I don't know why I did that, I'm so sorry. So he's got a song called Slatty. Have you ever heard that?
maybe.
And this is what happens when people are rapping, so you don't know you're rapping to. Anyways, in this song, he says,
That was
killed...
such an African mum thing to do, by the way.
What,
Wait,
you're
rapping.
rapping.
You don't even know what you're rapping for.
It's true. But yeah, he said, I killed his man in front of his mama, like F, lil bruh, sister and his cousin. I shoot out, kill him, not leaving a trace. So lyrics like that is unfortunately going to work against him. And I guess in America as well, there's this whole thing about whether rappers' lyrics should be considered in court because it's a reflection of how you really live.
I don't believe so.
But
A lot of it is make believe. A lot of it is just lyrics. It's an image, isn't it?
yeah.
But obviously, if you're being wrapped up in these things in real life, it's
That's
hard
the
not
thing,
to
it's
take
difficult.
your lyrics into consideration. But I don't think they should be used.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's that. I will keep you updated with that. And then news broke over the weekend that Harvey and Michael B Jordan broke up.
Sad times.
Very sad.
Sad.
But
sad
allegedly, he bought a house not too long ago. So essentially, there was kind of speculation that he's going to propose soon and all that kind of stuff. And Laurie, I think she must have just thought, listen, mate, not going to lie to you. No. So he's 35 and she's 25. And essentially, she just wasn't there yet. So he wanted to settle down and she just wasn't there yet. So a source close to Jordan, Michael B Jordan that is, told people she wasn't ready to commit. She's very focused on her career. She realized that they weren't on the same page while they were making plans for their future. She still wants to have fun and be free. Michael is a great guy. She's sad that their relationship didn't work out, but she's moving on.
There's nothing worse than you lot breaking up, not because of some fuckery or something. It's just,
Oh,
it's just it's just because it's just not it. Do you know what I mean?
not right time.
Because there's not even like, sometimes it's easier to deal with a breakup when there's something to be angry at. But when it's just wrong time, wrong place.
Do you think their age gap had anything to do with it?
Of course.
Yeah, that's why they're not in the same place.
10 years is a long time, isn't it? So,
10 years is a long time, and also 10 years when you want to add lots of money to it as well,
Yeah.
because she literally has the world at her disposal.
Mm.
And I think when you are in that world, right, getting something that feels constant is probably important to you at a certain time, like 35. But I can't believe he's 35. I believe it, but I also don't,
We
because
thought
he
he was
looks
younger or
good.
older?
Younger, maybe.
Younger.
I would say
Actually,
28.
35.
28.
Nah, but remember, Michael B's been around.
Yeah.
I know, but he did always look like this.
we
So I
know
wasn't
for
always paying
35
attention.
years. I said we know for 35 years.
Yes, but the thing is that he didn't always look like this, innit?
Yeah.
So I wasn't paying attention until he became like delicious looking. So yeah, I could imagine he was 28. I could literally think if someone
Okay.
told me Michael B Jordan was 28, I wouldn't fight
believe-
them.
I would
Remember,
fight.
Michael B Jordan was in the
Nickelodeon.
Fire
and that.
station.
The Wire
Oh, okay.
as a little
Kid.
well, not kid. He was more a teenager, but yeah.
Man, yeah, I feel like I'm happy she's done what's right for her rather than just kind of
Do you
proceed
know what?
with the
though?
next
I do
steps.
kind of feel like in that kind of situation, I would have imagined that it's easier to still pursue a career and all that kind of stuff. Do you get what I mean? I don't know. Because I feel like it's easy. Say like a normal, like say someone like me, for example, right? If I was with someone who's older and they want to settle down, I'm not ready to settle down because I want to pursue my career.
Yeah.
I think it's harder for me to pursue my career if I did settle down than it would be for Laurie if she did settle down. I don't see how that would have limited her bags,
No,
her career or anything.
As in,
Go
we can paint it however we like. When she says she wants to settle down, we're just letting her slide. The bottom line is sis wants to be outside.
Yeah,
she's
yeah,
not ready.
that's not-
and that's the thing. She wants to be free.
She wants to
you-
be free.
Do you think she's struggling to realize what her type is? If you look at her
roster.
roster,
Mhm.
it's quite a
I think she's 25 and she's dating.
mixed group.
She don't
Who
even
else
need
has
to
there
know.
been?
She doesn't
Future?
even need to know her type.
Future. She was engaged to
That
Memphis.
She was engaged.
Papaya for
Yes,
ages.
early.
Yeah, that's when she first became.
I think
known.
that's when she said, "I'm breaking
That's
free."
back when she was L'Oreal and not just Laurie. Like
She-
Yeah, I can't lie. That's
dated
probably
Justin-
what made her.
Is it Justin or Christian? No, Justin Combs.
Oh yes, I remember that.
Do you know? I think
And
that's
then-
why she's free now.
And then
Because I
Diddy.
think when you're stuck, that we're gonna forget that one.
Why? It happened.
It didn't.
What?
I
You know, in my
remember
mind,
that.
that's sickening.
What's
to me.
Diddy on?
Bruv,
Carisha.
You tell me.
Diddy,
He's on-
brother love.
He's on Carisha at the moment.
No,
Hold
but
on.
not just Carisha. You know he had a. Remember I sent you sis. He has a.
Yeah, but
he had
then-
a whole girl.
But,
No, but didn't you speak?
let's not jump past Laurie for a second. I want to ask you guys a question.
I'm not gonna date my man's
Laurie
dad.
Harvey dated Justin Combs and his father.
Mhm.
Talk to that, please. Talk to it.
I just think, yeah. Let me tell you why.
You know, I think them in the money world, they be doing different shit.
They do that because
They do weird shit,
Selena
bro.
Gomez, Miley Cyrus, they were all sharing boyfriends and sharing.
Didn't that dude went to go and
Right, for a
sleep
few
with his
years.
didn't he go and marry his wife's stepdaughter or something? What's it? Woody Allen. Like when money is at your disposal, it gives you a
money
certain
enter,
level
love is sweeter.
bravado where you start moving without.
But even Michael B.
Christian
Jordan himself
sensibilities.
should be like, you know what? Like,
no, man.
no, I'm not gonna lie. If I meet a girl,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and I know that she's dated a father and a son,
Mm-hmm.
that's gonna tell me that
But maybe-
she's
do you know
not
what?
ready to
Do you know
settle
what, though?
down.
Do you know
Have
what,
you
though?
talked
Maybe
to
it's not
Steve Harvey
true.
as
She
well?
ain't ready to settle down,
What did
bro.
Steve Harvey say? Because they covered they were smooth with that one. Maybe
Maybe it's not
internally, no, they commented on
He
it.
said no.
No, because I remember. Okay, do you know what? It was an article that quoted what he said, so I don't know if he actually said it, but something along the lines of we met Diddy and he's a lovely guy, but that's all.
Yeah.
That's the extent to which
I
it
can
was
see
said.
Steve
Remember,
did
there
that.
was a picture of them all out together.
Oh, yeah.
But I think
Harvey-
Steve's idea is this is not this is family business. This is an outside business, so we're gonna
Oh,
keep
yeah,
it
always.
smooth.
But you know,
But they
I
went
just
out.
think-
Yeah, they actually went
Yeah,
out
they went together.
Yeah.
All of them.
I do think that in that circle anyway, things are different. In Hollywood, things are
Yeah,
different.
things do work differently. And also, you're forgetting that this girl is the daughter of a guy who wrote a book called Think Like a Man.
So she's
She
thinking like a
studied
man.
that book, man. That's-
But you know, I do think as well. Now that I know that she was engaged when she
I
was
think
younger,
the fact that she's stunning.
I think
helps,
that-
to be fair,
I
Yeah,
think
of
that her
course.
being engaged when she was younger,
yeah, she was gay.
she was
Much-
tied
very
down,
young
and I
as well.
think that you have moments to think when you break free from such. When you break
from
free
the
from a,
shackles of men.
there's always that. But when you break free, when you're younger, yeah, and you're in a situation, you're tied in a situation, and you break free from that, you have so much living to do.
Mm.
Even women who are in their 30s and that got married young, when they get divorced or whatever,
Yeah.
they realize they've got so much living to do. So I guess
Yeah.
she just wants to date.
Because when you're younger,
And I'm here for it.
You're very because of what you're taught.
Yeah.
I remember slut shaming is big in secondary school and all
Yeah.
of that. So you kind of date with a straitjacket on.
Yeah.
You don't really
Yeah.
find out what you like. You
Yeah.
kind of just are trying to live up to this
Yeah.
model, right?
Yeah.
Then you realize that the girls that are living up to that model aren't even happy. So, so it just gets a little bit like I think then you get into your freedom bag in it, and whatever people want to call it, they call it their hoe face. Some people just call it discovering themselves. Some people say finding their type. Whatever you want to call it, I think girls all discover that at different times. And I think Laurie Harvey at 25 should still, if she wants to be dating. That doesn't make. I think she's even quite brave to walk away from somebody who seems like such a really good man because she's mentioned he's a good man. And all of
Do you
that.
think she'll regret this decision later?
No.
on?
No, because she's beautiful.
She's not there. I feel like when
She's
you're not
got
there with
world
a
as
guy,
oyster.
yeah,
Yeah, but
I
it's,
feel
not,
like it
yeah,
make
but
you
it's all
regret.
about looks. Like,
No, but
her and Michael B
it's
might have
not about-
something.
But they can
Genuine
always.
and
Do you
real.
know what's mad? You can always spin the coupe. You can always spin the
Do you think
coupe.
Michael B is gonna? He's gone, bro. He's gonna move.
Let
on.
me tell you why he's not gone. I'm gonna end on this, right?
Continue, sister.
So someone who's close to both of them, a source. This source is always funny. If a source ever talks about me in the press,
Esther's gonna do that thing that Michelle Vardy or whatever.
yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna have one close friend, and I'm gonna talk about. I'm gonna lead the conversation on TDA, my own court case. But anyways, yeah. So a source who's close to both of them said that he changed. No, yeah, she changed Jordan. So Michael matured a lot over the course of their relationship and was ready to commit for the long term. He let down his guard with her, opening up emotionally in a romantic relationship for the first time. They had great times together and brought out the best in each other. But it's a shame, yeah. But I do think that they both haven't confirmed the split on socials. But I just think it is what it is. I don't think she's gonna regret. I don't think it's gonna be anything like that. I think when you're not ready to settle down with a guy, there's love in letting things go, in like just letting that situation go, because it's just not the time.
Yeah, rather than violating and stuff. For
Exactly.
Sure.
But that is all from me.
Do you know how much you have to love someone to regret leaving them? You have to proper love them because there's bajillions of people in this world, you know.
No, but not all decisions are the right decision, man. It might be the right decision for you now,
But you
which
can't-
means it's the right decision.
yeah.
But later on in life, through dating other men, you might realize, you know what? I had a good thing, you know.
But you know
but
what?
I
But
wasn't
then
ready for it then.
staying-
So it is what it
But
is.
staying in a job, yeah, say it's a wavy job,
Yeah.
but you just don't want that job.
Yeah.
You're not gonna treat it like it's a wavy job. Like it's better for her to leave,
Yeah.
and then if she feels like she has to come back, count mountains.
Leave, go broke, and like, damn, I had it good with that job.
But I don't think you
I
understand.
just-
Now I'm
She's
broke.
got. I think she's got options. He's got options
Of course,
too.
they both have
So
options.
this isn't one of them things where
But are the options just based on the surface, or is it deep?
I'm sure that there's more good men in this world other than Michael B Jordan.
Of
Do you know the
course.
And
story?
that
Yeah.
she, if
Of
anyone
course.
can attract that kind of a lot of men might not go to Louis Harvey because they want something that's a little bit more. I don't know. But
Do you know
I
what
think
it is?
she'll
Yeah,
be okay.
the issue with this regret conversation is because men think they're the prize and they're not. What's the
I
next
don't think.
segment?
No, let's not end on that. We can end on this statement. I don't believe. I don't believe men believe that they're the prize.
But men
Men
do.
Nah.
Because what
Men
if
do.
Women are
And you
definitely
only
the
do that
prize.
in tip-
Women,
Do you know-
no, women are definitely the prize.
No, let me tell you why you
For
think that.
sure.
Let me tell you why you think that. Yeah,
A lot
because
of men do think.
let me
that.
tell you why you think
I don't
that.
think that. I'm telling you, I don't think that. So speak.
No, no,
for,
I'm saying-
speak for the men you
No,
know.
I'm saying that. I'm telling you why you don't think men are the prize. Put
Okay.
your hand down. Let me
No,
tell
man,
you.
no, my hands not up.
No, because you were like,
No,
No.
I'm just. This is my stance.
it's
This is-
because
You two are the same person, but one of you's wearing a wig. That's it. You two are the same.
Your hands in the
person.
same position as mine.
Like, look.
Both
you
our
two
hands are the same
person.
position.
You're literally the same person. It's disgusting.
anyways, right?
Yeah.
When I told you the story, right?
Mm.
You said, what if she regrets it? What if he regrets it?
No,
What if
I'm
he
saying that
regrets
because
being patient, but
I
I'm-
said that because the headline was she doesn't want to be with him because she wants to have fun.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
That's
fair enough.
why I
but
said that.
But you could have thought of the other side, but you chose not to.
But you know
because
what's
again,
mad?
men think they're the prize.
He's 35 now. That's why he wants to. He's already. I think he's
He's
already
done
spun
life.
the coop. Like I think there was a period of time in his
Yeah.
life where he walked away from a good woman, and I'm sure if you asked him, he would say the same thing.
Yeah.
A lot of
Everybody-
men say that, and that scares me.
I just don't want to be the one that.
I
just
don't
settled
wanna
down
be
with
the
just
backup.
because- Oh, my sister. But it won't be our portion.
Amen.
What's that? Say again, sorry.
A lot of men, yeah, when you speak to them that are married,
Mm.
Yeah.
they say that they lost out on another love.
Mm.
And this
And
person, even
was-
though they love her, and that she means the most to him, but there's always that one person that they love that they couldn't
That's
be
why
with.
stop asking your partner about their exes because they're going to tell you things you don't want to hear.
But you don't want somebody to be with you because it was right time, right place.
Of
You want them
course.
to. You want them to be with you because if they had all the choice again, they would pick you.
Unfortunately, that's not the way life works.
Stop telling me. Listen, stop telling me about how life works because you two live in a dark place.
No, I live in a real place.
Then
Anyway,
let me
Sha,
be
let's
in
just-
cartoon land. Anyway,
It can't be going.
is it time for people's journal?
It is time for people's journey.
Let's kick it over there. I'm just.
All right, people. So welcome to my segment. I give you the news from an economics point of view. I feel like I say this every single day, but I'm going to be super quick.
You also said men and jam packs. We don't have a problem with that.
All right. So first thing is, yeah, it's not looking good for petrol prices, man.
I saw 190 something the other day.
It's a horrible. It's a
I
horrible
said-
time.
We're close to £2.
Do you know what you need to do?
Sainsbury's and Beckton people, it's the PSA. They're doing cheapest I've seen.
How much is that?
It's like 178.
I'm getting mine for 162 at the moment. No, 168.
From where?
168.
168.
From where?
I'll tell you after I come prepare.
No, because most of the stations around me,
sources
it's
close
like-
to me.
184, 183.
yeah.
I said 178. I thought I hit the jackpot.
Nah,
You're telling me
I think
162.
168.
The bus is south, innit?
Is that diesel though?
Yeah.
Yeah, diesel.
That's why.
Oh, yeah,
You're
sorry,
talking about
diesel,
petrol, innit?
diesel.
You're
Yeah,
doing.
talking about
Oh
diesel.
God, you're not even
That's
convinced.
why,
Diesel.
Oh, you're talking about petrol?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about diesel, sorry.
Ain't nobody using diesel.
Guys,
I am.
I just came up with an idea, yeah.
You guys are carrying
What
on.
we should do is that the best comment, yeah, in our comments, whatever,
Yeah.
social media, anywhere,
Yeah.
we
What, gets
pay
free
for
petrol?
that we pay for a full tank for them.
I'm not doing that.
Huh? You
Because
pay.
I don't want to pay my full tank. Are you okay? Please, cut people's journal.
Guys, I'm fighting for you. I'm defending your right to
Just
fuck up.
Jake,
Look
just
how
giving
they
away
fight
our
you.
money.
Look how
Like.
they treat me.
I don't even want to pay for my own
But
petrol.
it would never have been from your pocket. It would have been from the man in the black. That's what I'm saying. This would have been a watch when I watch.
Anyway, do you know what's
If we did
crazy?
it, our
This
comments
kid's
would have-
not going up. I'll tell you that. So Brent is going out.
Brian,
just
don't do
saying.
that. I'm just
Because
saying.
you wilding over
Hold
there.
on. So our petrol hasn't even been given to us for coming here. Now you want to give the listeners petrol money.
Yeah,
Now you got him to
appreciate
my
them.
business.
He said, "Them niggas are slaves." We happy to be here.
No free accommodation. I will tell you that.
We get toast in the morning and tea. We're good. All right, so guys, I
basically,
tried.
All it is that, see the crazy price that me and Yusuf are paying for diesel?
Mm-hmm.
That's basically going to be what petrol is. Yeah, so basically the average price
You're
of
right.
a litre of
No.
petrol on Sunday, that's just gone, the average price, it was 177. Yeah. So yeah, soon.
You're a hater.
Gotcha.
No, you are
You're a
comedic
hater.
alien.
Yeah, man. So people are basically projecting it's going to be 180 soon for petrol.
I'm not gonna lie, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy a bike. Not to come here,
Stop.
but to go to
You
the
lose
gym. and
hella
stuff.
weight.
Stop.
Yeah.
Just stop.
You've
Don't
been
do
big
that.
use.
Why? I should
You've
buy a
been
bike.
It's
Yes.
not safe.
What do you
People
mean?
on bikes, they're always getting hit.
I've never been here on a bike before.
Yeah, but
How many
that's
times
why
you
the
ride a bike?
odds are,
Touch.
according to your negativity.
Touch
Yeah?
something.
Remember, what did you say? The more you do something, the more likely he's gonna be slapping it. So just be careful, because like I really, when my loved ones on bikes, I'm just like, guys, like,
No, hey. To
Be
be fair,
careful.
but the route to the gym from my house, it's a nice smooth road anyway. Like, I'll be fine, trust me.
all right, but you're gonna wear highlight green and stuff.
No.
Yes,
on.
obviously, as petrol goes up, diesel likely go up. too.
Yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, the average price for diesel right now is about 185. So
No, actually, you know what? I'm actually
It's
gonna buy a
crazy.
bike, you know? Fuck it. Like
Can-
a
okay,
nice,
can your
like,
bike be
like
green?
£100 bike, just a little something, just to ride around. Because this is ridiculous, bro.
Is your girl gonna be okay with that?
With me riding the bike.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I think you should talk to her
Of
first.
course.
No, you know, icks can happen at any point.
You know, oh, you talking about as it be the ick?
Yeah, I'm saying it's an ick for me. I'm just saying your message. You don't
You know what? I think me riding the bike gave my dad the ick one time.
Your dad is the best. Your dad is a character.
And I was like, you're too big to be riding your bike. Like, drive your car. I was like, I want to ride my bike. He was giving me like stick for riding the bike. I'm thinking, well, I can't, because I'm
Are you his
big
only
guy.
boy?
Yeah, I can't ride the
Yeah,
bike.
this is not what he planned for his only son. This is not what he planned. I'm sorry.
You're embarrassing me.
Yeah,
outside.
know what I
supposed to be outside on your bicycle.
Where if my friends see you?
I saw you, so where's his car?
Is everything okay? I know the price of diesel's going up. I listen to TDA. But yeah, what else?
And the last thing is like, again, it was super brief. Basically, the Jubilee celebrations basically gave the economy a bit of a boost, because obviously the foot
Yeah.
traffic and whatnot.
And beer cost £8, bro. That's why.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, a lot of retailers were kind of complaining that the foot traffic and whatnot is basically going all the way down in it.
Mm.
Inflation, cost of everything's gone up. People ain't really shopping like that. Well, obviously, because of Jubilee, that's kind of helped certain things. So I don't know if maybe it's just for a few days, or people may feel like, you know what, it's not that bad. I can afford to go to Central and buy a little something here and there every now and again to help boost the economy.
Mm.
Yes.
I don't think anyone's doing something with the mindset of boost the economy. I think people are just doing what benefits them.
Yeah, true.
So
True.
but I hope that's both aligned.
Yes.
But
But
thank
that's
you.
it. Yeah.
Thank you, King, for the People's Journal. All right, well, let's jump into asking for a friend. Okay, so brethren, this is one of the segments that you guys are gagging for. You absolutely love. And we received a message, so let me read it out to you. Hey guys, I can't wait to tune into the show live every day. This is literally my daily pleasure. Good person. So I'm a little older than the people I think watch the show. I won't expose my age, but I've got a 15-year-old daughter. Anyway, a friend of mine also has a 15-year-old daughter and is married to a Nigerian man who is very traditional. Recently, her daughter has has sat her and her husband down and admitted that she was gay. Needless to say, the husband didn't take the news very well and refuses to acknowledge the conversation ever happened. He has done this for 6 months now. It started to tear the family apart. What advice would you guys give to my friend? I'm especially interested in Marg's take too on this, as he might strangely offer advice that is helpful. Thanks, guys, and please keep this show going. All right, then. Well, we will... Margs will tell you when he's back. Because it seems
Margs will meet you in the comments.
Yeah, Margs will don't worry, we'll bring this up to Margs so you can get his take as well. Let me even take it in quickly again.
I think that the friend should just be there for the daughter. I think that if he's not accepting or whatever it is, it's a harsh reality. But after a while, I mean, I know the child is only 15, but unfortunately, the circumstances mean that this child has to kind of grow up and kind of learn things earlier than they might need to in terms of how family dynamics work. So I think that if the mother is there for the child and is just there to support the child through this journey,
So sad.
I think that the child is unfortunately going to have to just make peace with the fact that the dad is thinking the way he's thinking, and you want to live your life the way you want to live your life. And that's what's important.
The issue is here, you're dealing with, sorry, go on.
I think that with family, I believe that family is a social construct. You don't get to pick who your family is. You're just told that these are people that you just wake up one day when you're aware and you find yourself in a family of people. And sometimes you've got different personalities and stuff like that. Like, we wouldn't gel. Like, because if I had to pick friends, I may not have picked you to be a friend. Do you get me? So understanding that and understanding that you're in this world on your own, by yourself, regardless of family, mother, father, whatever. This is a personal journey. Life is a personal journey, regardless of who's standing right next to you. And so sometimes you've got to do things for your well-being and for your sanity. And this is one of those things. I think the mother's fine, it seems like. Be there for your child. Support your child emotionally and whatever else. If the father's not coming around yet, it might do in the future and maybe need some time or whatever it is. But I don't think that that's my advice. I think, unfortunately, you're going to have to talk to your child and then, do you know what? I'm here for you. I love you. I'm the one who's present right now during this phase of your life, and we'll deal with it as it comes.
Yeah. The issue is you're dealing with hard-headed, traditional, closed-minded, sometimes ignorant, African man. And I'm sure we can all, relate to this in terms of like the mindset of an African man of that generation. I think he may just need time, because obviously this is not something that, he's probably used to. He needs time to kind of accept it. I think just live your life, take love in those who are around you and those who are supporting you, and just lean into them more and just kind of leave it to it, really. And eventually, I reckon he'll probably be open to having a discussion about it or whatever. But don't pay too much mind, because I think in these situations, sometimes you might think, oh, is this reflective of me? This is just about him and about his closed-mindedness, his traditional old school African mentality. So don't take it personal. Like, this is about you. This is about him, and him having to, open his mind up and come around to, sexuality and the way people are and the way that people can live their life the way they want to live it. So yeah, I say just, carry on, be patient, and just, be close to those who support you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Go ahead, brother.
I was just going to say, I don't think necessarily it's like, I agree with both of your points, right? But I don't think necessarily fair to say he's closed-minded, ignorant and stuff, right? Because he has cultural views that, has been with him, obviously, the duration of his life.
Yeah.
Plus, the culture's been there for hundreds of years, right? And so he's going to see things in a particular way.
Yeah.
As far as he's concerned, he's right.
But that is closed-minded, though. That is closed-minded. Even though
not if he's
closed-minded sounds negative, but he is too immersed in his traditions in a closed box. So he's not open.
Okay, cool.
He's not open.
Okay, cool. I guess maybe I don't like the negative connotation that comes.
Yeah,
that
no,
comes
I
with.
get you. I get it.
But what I would pretty much say is, I think if obviously give him time, like Esther said, support the girl, your daughter, like proper, the whole way through and everything. But also basically lay out the options to the husband. You may not agree, right, with this person's way of life, right? But at the end of the day, what do you stand to lose if you stand, if you, just remain in your position, ignoring it, not talking to her, things of that nature, you potentially losing a daughter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Your relationship with her. Like, she's not necessarily going to like everything you done. You know what I'm saying? Like, just see her as an individual human being that deserves to have respect, deserves to be listened to. And, you know what I'm saying? And be there as a supportive father. And then, obviously, with time, I think it will help to understand certain things. I may not agree with it, but I can understand it. And I think understanding is basically the foundation for every type of relationship.
Yeah.
So I think, just kind of be there for the daughter, but also try and see things from his perspective too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because,
Do you know what?
yeah.
I'm just like, okay, go on.
Is what you're gonna say quick?
Yeah. 'Cause I was gonna say I really agree with that. 'Cause I think that sometimes I don't think enough. Basically, some people think the way they think for reasons, right? They've been socialized that way, they've been brought up that way, whatever it is. And I think sometimes grace isn't given to people to allow them to learn what is now different in society today.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's why I even said that just leave him, because sometimes you wouldn't hear something. I know I'm like this. If you're pushing something at me, I don't want to hear it. You might have a point. You might be right, but because you're so forceful with it, I'm not going to want to care to listen to it. But I do think that's a good point, because I think sometimes grace isn't given to people to understand their upbringing and the way like they are, and this is not even like in different areas of life. So I think leave him that period. But again, his wife is the best person to speak to him. Be like,
I think when it says that their family's tearing apart, it makes me think every dynamic is under fire right now between the husband and the wife and the son, the daughter and the wife, and do you know what I mean? And the dad and so it just seems that everything's under collapse right now. And I think what everyone needs to do in this situation is there's still interactions you lot can have without this being the main topic of conversation for right now. I'm so grateful that she has one parent that is still going to act like a parent, because I can't imagine being 15 and what that would internally do to you, feeling not accepted and this big change that you've done. I don't know what advice to give, because the way that I'm set up here, anything short of complete acceptance for me would be hard to move forward. Like, so if like, for instance, my mum rejected me because of something, like I need my mum the way she was before I told her. Anything short of that to me would feel like my mum doesn't love me, doesn't get me. Do you know what I mean? And especially, especially as a 15-year-old. So I feel like right now she's feeling like her dad doesn't love her. That's that's a really big thing. When a week ago I was the apple of my dad's eye. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think that's a really big thing for her to contend with. The mum still being able to talk to her needs to kind of express to her all the things you lot said, that this for your dad is like living on Mars all of a sudden. Like it's gonna take him a second. I think for the daughter, she needs to actually also think of a reality of over time, but she needs to think of a reality of what it's like if my dad never comes to peace with this, because that's very likely. Do you, like you said, there's hundreds and hundreds of years of conditioning in a particular way that he believes is absolutely right, and a lot of people believe is absolutely right. This is her truth. Do you know what I mean? So I would say the mum needs to kind of, it's mad, but manage expectation, and her love for herself needs to now no longer be tied to her parents' acceptance. If this is what she's on, do you know what I mean? If this is how she feels, because at one point, we had to divorce our value of ourselves from what our parents thought. Otherwise, I would be doing medicine. Do you know what I mean? Like, at one point, you have to. This is obviously massively different to like sexuality, because me deciding to be a creative doesn't come with as much stick as someone who's deciding to walk in their truth, right? But I would say also the mum and the dad. I can imagine how this could maybe make the mum look at the dad like with disappointment, because this is our child and you are the sole reason for her pain right now. Do you know what I mean? She's going to go outside and she's going to already be faced with tons of homophobia and that. But now in this house where we're meant to keep her safe and protected, you know, like mums are traditionally a little bit more accepting, a little bit more flexible and stuff like that. And it can make, I think I've seen it in a lot of like African relationships where the parents start to look at each other funny because they're coming across life now, innit? Different kinds of things that they didn't expect or wouldn't have seen in their land, whatever. And I think the mum, she needs to think, what does she want? Do you know what I mean? If she wants this to continue, she may have to play the middleman a lot, which is exhausting for a mum. And it brings them a lot of sadness where they had a happy home, ideally at one point, and now they don't. So I think, and a lot of people would be like, why doesn't the dad just change? Because if the dad changes, all of this problem disappears. But
It's difficult. It's conditioning.
Yeah.
I'm saying that there needs to be, I think everybody needs to have a lot more grace for one another.
Yeah.
I think mainstream television would tell you the dad is wrong, fuck the dad, blah, 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 blah. But I think the goal here is not to win an argument, but to bring unity and a
Yeah.
livable situation for everybody.
That's it.
So everybody has to extend grace to one of themselves. But I am particularly attentive to the 15-year-old girl whose life feels like it's never going to be the same. And you know, we always hear about homelessness being really high amongst the LGBTQ community, suicide being really high amongst the LGBT community. So I feel like the dad may not know that the rejection of his daughter right now could lead to those
The
things.
impact of it.
And then I'd also say to the 15-year-old to talk to other people who have been in her situation, because your parents only know as much, they are learning real time. You know, there's other kids who will tell you, this happened to me and how they dealt with it. And then I think the last thing is the Ellen DeGeneres effect, which is just when you remind people that who I sleep with isn't my personality. Like in my personality, I'm still your daughter, dad. I'm still, you know, I would say that is super hard. I'm asking a lot for a 15-year-old, but I would say still try and don't allow this to get you down. Still be you. Do you know what I mean? I know that's like the worst advice in the world, which is why I stayed last, because I didn't know what valuable thing I could add to this situation. But
No, everything's
that would be
it's definitely valuable, man.
I think her age is an issue as well. She's so young.
Yeah, she's so young.
young.
Like having to deal with this at 15 years old. Having
It's
to deal with
difficult.
one, coming to terms with your sexuality, then dealing with your dad's rejection all at the same time, and then navigating the family dynamics and the turmoil. It's hard for a 15-year-old to take.
100%. You know what's mad? Like, obviously, you know, we spoke about like bleach and all of that, yeah? When I met other dark-skinned girls who were confidently and happily dark-skinned, that was a narrative I needed to feel good about myself. It wasn't coming from, like, say, my aunties and stuff. It came from this community.
Yeah.
So I would say it's really important for her to not try and force the environment she's in to change, but find environments that where she feels safe and good.
Yeah.
That's a temporary fix, but trust me, on a hard day, that can be what you need to just get you to tomorrow. So I would say you're not going to get your dad wearing the pride flag. Waiting for that will have you having sleepless nights.
Yeah.
Wife, you're also not going to get uncle to change his mind tomorrow.
Yeah.
So like kind of giving him a bit of grace, articulating what you have, but maybe not always arguing because, you know, all of that. And you don't want this 15-year-old to now blame herself for her parents' divorce. So I would say a lot of grace for everybody, but find communities where you can express what you're feeling and you hear a sympathetic ear. So that way you don't feel like you're the only person against the world.
Yeah.
That would be...
And it takes time, man. It takes time. And for example, me and my dad, we didn't speak for 2 years. We lived in the same house. It took 2 years for him to be like, you know what? All right. You know what I'm trying to say? So it takes time sometimes, innit?
Exactly.
So she just means maybe just give him that grace.
It's just unfortunate.
Also,
but-
sorry, I was just gonna say, just like Corey was saying, to find support from certain communities and stuff. This may not seem like the biggest deal or whatever, but I think if you can find support from obviously people part of that community that are Nigerian too, so people who share that same experience, because white people,
because there's a difference.
it is a very big difference.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
difference.
So I think that's very key as well.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, not to make it about the father or whatever, but like you're asking him to like completely change his world view almost overnight. And again, not to try and be some type of way, but at the same time, I think to kind of be fair to him, I don't think he's trying to reject her, right? I know no one said that here, but I think he's just trying to behave as though the conversation just didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? Because
Denial.
complete denial.
Yeah.
So try not to confuse that with him saying, I see you in a particular way and I don't like you anymore. You know what I'm saying?
But then do you know what though? Sorry, actually, no. Sorry, interrupting.
No, I was just going to say, because it's not that, it's him also trying to deal with something that's very, very difficult. You know what I'm saying? I know, like everyone's saying, just try and extend some grace to him as well. But again, number one, take care of yourself. Mum, please continue to look after your daughter, support her in every way possible, and just give the dad some time. And hopefully, God willing, you know what I mean? You lot will repair everything.
It takes time though. Like you said, like if you're looking for this to be done in the next month, I think you need to maybe be a little bit more at peace with your new normal.
I think the work actually, unfortunately, comes from self. And I know you're only 15, but unfortunately, it's unfortunate you have to basically grow up quicker than you have to. But I do think it's difficult not to feel rejected when it's been 6 months of silence.
6 months of silence from your daddy.
6 months, because it's 6 months of
Is it
you acknowledging
silence,
okay, not
or
silence,
he just
but
hasn't acknowledged that conversation?
yeah. So it's 6 months of not acknowledging the conversation. I would read that as rejection.
Oh,
That's
absolutely.
you.
Yeah.
That's you just saying outright, like,
You know,
we had a conversation, but I don't care. But I'm not acknowledging it didn't happen.
yeah. It's not the same
Oh,
at all,
yeah.
yeah. But I'm just thinking, it's like saying to your dad, like I accepted Johnny's proposal. Your dad just doesn't talk about it for 6 months. That's him rejecting the concept. That's him saying,
That's his way of
reject-
rejection.
That's I reject. And even the rejection, him thinking not that, but then you know the grace, him not talking about it. For him, he's saying this is the easiest thing for me to do in terms of the situation.
But you know what's sad though?
Because I'm not insulting you. I've not kicked you out. I'm not. Do you know
Because
what
the
I
way
mean?
Africans are, yeah, it's a thing where like
Painful.
this is why I said you have to let your mum do the work behind the scenes with him, and you just live your life how you need to. Because you know African dads, yeah, if he's brought up again, he'll be like, you're supposed to talk about that. I thought we left that. Like he will be like, I thought you knew my silence meant kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. But I wish you the best.
This is I wish you like literally all the best, and yeah, it's a lot of work for a 15-year-old to do, but it's necessary.
Also, is he silent a way of saying, you know what? I've heard you. I don't accept it. I'm not gonna verbally tell you what I think about it, but just do you, and I'm just
It's a
gonna be
gamble,
here.
mate. It could be what I said or what you said.
This is why communication between the mum and the dad is
Yeah.
key.
Because your mum can find that out.
Yeah.
This was my conversation, and I really don't want it to seem like we're pandering to the dad, yeah. But only I think because we all understand that for the dad or whatever, there's no outlet. There's like no place. Number one, he doesn't even have the tact to express himself without it being offensive. We already know whatever he's gonna say is going to probably be techie, right? Yeah. But then on top of that, like I was thinking in my head, yeah, the daughter can talk to the mum. The mum can talk to the daughter or her friend. But the African dad, who is he gonna chat to?
Unless he has like an emo friend he
The
can
ancestors.
speak to.
Maybe somebody, and do you know what will end up being? It'll probably end up being, I can imagine the scene that it'll be some feminine guy at his workplace that he said, yeah, come here. When he's like, and then just start to ask him questions. Have you ever seen your dad be human? Like, it's like you
I don't
realize.
see my dad. So
And then with that,
let in the mood.
no, but I'm saying it's like the way that they find information and progress is
Yeah,
totally
it's
different. Like they're not all naturally evil, horrible men.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. Yeah, man. I don't worry. We'll tell Margs, and then you can get a delayed reaction from Margs at some point as
Stop
well.
all the foolishness, man. Tell your dad to fuck off.
Do you think that's what he would say?
No, I wouldn't.
I don't know.
I
What
don't
he
know.
would
I
say.
never know Marks.
I have no clue what Margs said. I think Margs would say something similar to what Emman said. To be fair,
Should have gone to send a voice note in.
Yeah, I don't know.
Brandy, my baby still do that. Actually, no, you can't know.
With all of that being said, guys, if you want to find out anything from us, or you want to find out anything from me and Esther particularly, start your message with asking for a friend for the whole group, or sis, what would you do for me and Esther? And sending your message to 075 6484 1073. That's 075 6484 1073. And there's tons more stuff to say, but you know what? I can't wait. I need Love Island. Can we jump to the next segment? Whoa! What happened? We look different. No, that sponsorship still coming through.
You should work for kids channels because the heck.
No, you actually should work.
I should. I think
Yeah,
it's
you
really
got
good.
the energy.
I think I'm fantastic and amazing. Well, anyway, guys, let me introduce the segment that's gonna have you guys gripped for the next 12 weeks. Love Island the day after. Do you see how it makes sense? Do you see?
That makes a lot of sense.
Guys, let's not even warm up. Let's jump straight in, right? What was your thoughts? What were your thoughts on the first episode?
Interesting bunch of people.
Very interesting bunch of people.
They gave us black love, guys. They forced it on us.
I think, what's his name? Ikenna.
Okay.
He's a bit of a pleb.
He just doesn't have sauce.
Bit of a pleb.
Doesn't have sauce.
As me and Emmanuel said, he lacks the minerals. He's lacking the minerals. I want the bunda, the Bundesliga.
No, he said the buns.
The buns.
And you know what? Him saying that, I just felt like it's not natural to you.
Yeah.
It's not.
He's giving off, I like white women.
He's giving off, I'm the
But at the
coolest
same-
person in my friendship batch because I'm black.
He's the token black guy
Yeah.
in the batch.
Is that?
But I don't
But we
get
don't
the
police
fact
that
that he's
Yusuf,
obsessed with bunda, but he likes white women. He doesn't. The two don't.
But do you know what he said?
marry.
He said, but not massive.
Like Kim
Which
Kardashian.
gives me
Yeah.
Kate Middleton's sister. Is it which one?
Pippa.
Pippa is giving me
Pippa.
that he believed Pippa was carrying the buns.
And he referenced Kim Kardashian,
Kim Kardashian.
as someone
Yeah.
who has a big bunda.
Of all the
Of all the
bundas.
when
all the
your mum and
bundas.
Auntie Bola at church are carrying bundas.
I don't think he can reference Auntie Bola. Though.
He can reference
You know,
Bola.
big bunda like my Auntie Bola.
Auntie's not his real
Biscuit,
auntie.
Huh?
Auntie Bola's not his real auntie.
Just
But yeah,
about
okay.
the-
What else? Should I even say names? Amber. What do you think of Amber?
Amber is giving me gas up lighty, but an advanced version.
Yeah. Amber's giving me how Anna's energy. Remember Anna from the previous season?
No.
Your
Yes,
Anna's
yes.
season? Yeah.
She
It's
doesn't
like-
give me, and she gives me that she usually goes for like white or lighter.
Who? Amber.
Amber,
You
yeah.
think Amber's happy with her pick? Not
No,
her pick,
of
but
course not.
Her pick
Nobody
Hold
was
on.
not happy with her.
besides Davido, who is the buffest guy in the house?
Oh, my Italian babe. Oh,
She already said that. She said David.
Oh, sorry. David, or however you say
David.
it.
Probably would
Davide.
it probably would be
Davide.
Dammy.
Davide.
Davide.
Probably would be Dammy. Though
Dammy,
Dammy's
right?
not my sort at all, but it probably would be
You
Dammy.
think-
I
Okay,
think
cool.
Dammy. I
Dammy,
think
yeah.
Dammy's got the. But you know what? Is it just me? I feel like black guys are going there trying to do an OV.
As in, what do
There's
you mean?
always one guy that tries to be an OV.
As in, what do you mean? As
In
in-
what way?
As in when he got like the mannerisms, everything. I feel like
Oh,
there will never be another OV, obviously. But I don't know. There's something about the black guys that have come in trying to
Yeah.
do an OV.
I think
Since
the kind
OV
of guys
came,
that would be casted
that-
for Love Island probably would be the approachable, friendly black giant type.
No,
of
but
guy.
then we
Okay.
never had an OV before OV. But since OV and Love OV's received,
yeah.
I feel like some guys come in there trying to be that cool guy. That's why Dammy's talking the way
Yeah.
he's talking.
Also, didn't
You
Kenna
can't
say
get
that
anything.
his record is he lips 15?
Yeah,
What,
you're
girls
a
in
fox.
one night?
He's a fox.
Someone said, "Are you a
Someone said-
mosquito?"
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that comment.
Can I say the best thing about Love Island is Twitter for that 1 hour 30
yeah,
minutes?
for
real.
It is phenomenal.
Okay, do you know what?
Lips
Yeah.
and 15 babes is disgusting.
Are
Can we
gonna-
do them as couples? Sorry.
Yes.
So it's not confusing that way. So
Yes,
we've got
yes, yes.
okay. So India and Ikenna.
She's not happy.
India's London babes,
She's
right?
yeah.
She's not happy at all.
Yeah.
The thing about her,
Yeah.
is I think I was surprised that she kind of started to warm up to him a little bit. As in, I wasn't expecting any personable behavior from her at all,
Yeah.
because she looked like somebody had bonded her to debt of some
Yeah.
sort.
Yeah, but you're on the show, baby. This is how you get kicked off.
Even
Yeah.
their first conversation was so dead.
Oh,
Mm.
man.
Remember that was
Yeah.
But that's not her
it was
sort.
it was awkward as well.
That's not her sort. That's why.
But you know what?
I don't
though?
think she's his sort either.
she's. And that's why
Yeah.
she didn't tell him because you know he
Mm.
asked her what's your type,
Mm.
and she said, "I'm not telling you my type.
Mm.
I'm not telling you my
And
type
she's
because you live up
being-
to that."
Her type is black.
She's being very not friendly, like not offense. I don't know what the word is, but you know when it's not easy to connect with someone. He was like, yeah, like it's hard to get to.
Can
Girls
I
are like
say-
that when they don't like you,
When they
but
don't
girls are like that
interest
even if they do
Well,
like
can I
you.
say
They usually
something,
have the
though?
source to break through.
Do you know what I think that is?
What?
Basically, because okay, we were talking about basically Love Island allowed the public to vote for the couples, right?
Mhm.
Personally, I think they did that because they didn't want to hear from Black Twitter about the black girl being picked last. They said enough of
Maybe.
those threads, it's not happening, and they
yeah.
found a way to do it. Well done to them. When I vote,
They should
I
stop it. They
actually
should
did
never
the
do it again,
voting.
though.
I actually did the voting,
Okay.
and I didn't vote for India to be with a black guy. And I will tell you why. I didn't vote for her to be with a black guy because I think that the black guys that typically go in Love Island don't really like black girls anyway.
Mm.
And I think that this whole narrative of we want a black couple, want a black love, I think all it does is just puts the women at a disadvantage because the guys have more pickings than the women do anyway. And I think with India, the reason why I didn't want it to be with a black guy as well, because I think we talked about this the other day. I was saying how dating in the black community is so like strenuous, it's so dramatic. And we've seen this, we're seeing it with India and how she and Ikenna had the first conversation.
Mm.
We saw it with what's her name? Leanne and Michael when they had their
Oh,
conversation,
man.
right?
Yeah.
There's I don't know what it is, but when you're dating, there's something that just automatically just makes
There's a
things
pressure.
different to how you would communicate to a white guy. I really believe if she was teamed up with a white guy, coupled up with a white guy, the first
Even if she didn't
episode,
like him.
even if she didn't like him, the conversation would have been smooth
Would be
and
different,
funny
yeah.
and
Yeah.
everything. But
Yeah.
I think because do you know what made me clock it as well? Is when she said, yeah, I'm not going to tell you my type because you're just going to live up to it. I think that her being coupled with a black guy, unfortunately, brings PTSD from all these talking stages she's had. And that's why it's now manifesting the way she is.
Do you know what?
And I really feel like I don't like the black girls in that. Sorry, I don't like the black girls in there. Black guys, I don't want that for them. Get a white guy and make it to the finals. And then when you come out, you can date a Nigerian boy you want to date.
I don't think she.
Question for
sorry.
Emmanuel, yeah.
Mm.
If you were in a house, would you feel pressure to pick the blackest girl out of the bunch?
Honestly.
Even if she wasn't your pick, even if
If you
you
want a pro-black activist, all of that stuff.
even if you
aside.
might want to go with a lighty.
Mm.
Okay, cool. Let's use this cast here. Let's just say you liked Amber,
Okay.
but you're thinking, you know what? If I don't pick India, Black Twitter is
It's
gonna
gonna
cook
flame
me.
me.
Would you pick India just to appease Black Twitter?
No.
Okay,
I think I would go with Amber if I liked Amber.
yeah, okay.
Just so happens, I would like India
Yeah.
more.
yeah.
I'll be
You know what
honest,
I'm saying?
I've sat on this platform and I've said I love Nigerian guys, I love black men, I love all of that stuff. If I was in, I'm going with a white guy.
Do you know why? Because we're
I need to win.
forgetting it's a fucking game
It's
show.
a game show.
Mm.
Like, and all of this conversation would never happen for a white couple ever.
Exactly.
This
Yeah.
is the level of heaviness that sits on. This is why I rate. Like, I kind of rate the Kazes and the Indians and the people that
Yeah.
would actually go on these shows
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
as
it's
much as
difficult.
it seems like a fun experience to go away and be in
Yeah.
a game show, I think I would be racked with stress
Yeah.
thinking
And you know
about how
what's-
I'm being seen and
Yeah,
everything like that.
perceived, yeah.
And these poor people, do you know what it is? They didn't give us black love. They gave us black. Just give it because they didn't give me.
So you either get black or love.
Do you know what I mean? And here's the thing, like with black love, yeah, you like it because there's this saucy connection, communication.
But this ain't it.
But this ain't it. This looks like struggle.
But they had the chance to even develop it.
Yeah,
no, but you like
yeah, but from the first.
I ain't talking about India and Ken. I'm talking about the show. Who knows? We might get a nice couple.
We might do. Yeah, but you know what is? I think that again. I'm thinking this is a game show, right? There's been previous seasons. All of them. I don't care where they live. They've all watched Love Island before, right? When you go in, we go in with a game plan, right? So when you go in, you're like, even if I'm gonna act as if I like this. Someone said something into my notes. I said, "Girl, it's been like 5 minutes since you woke up," but she said something like as if like I really like him, I'm really feeling him because she's playing the game. So for me, I just think that when you're in this kind of situation, a black on black love, it's difficult.
So you don't think that? Okay, what do you think these lot prioritize? The relationship or just the winning the money? The prize?
I forget that this is a game show, you know.
Yeah, I think they might.
I think that half of the show does.
I think they might as well.
I think they prioritize.
Because the money comes at the end. Being liked, being with somebody that tickles your fancy, that's what's going to carry you through the 12 weeks. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, do you know? I don't think that there's anyone that prioritizes. I don't think is basically we can't speak for the group here. Yeah. Because amongst them, there's always someone who is like, I may actually find love from this. Some people are in there for a game. And honestly, every year I'm rooting for the black people to be in there, black people to be in there for a game. I really forget the love, you find out later. You have money. But I do think that there are some people who are always there for love. Like I was giving the example of Amy. I don't know if you remember Amy and Curtis from years ago. Yeah. Certain people are in there genuinely for love. It's just difficult. But you have to be able to, what I think you need to do is be smart enough here to want love. But in this situation, price has the win.
Who's the best looking girl and best looking guy to you guys?
India.
Best looking girl is India. Best looking guy
is Davido.
David, probably.
Okay,
Davido.
so now for the white audience, who do you think is the best looking guy and the best looking girl?
Oh, I think it's Liam.
Yes, I would say Liam.
Liam's
when
the
he
babe.
walked, no, not for us. We said, but when he walked in,
Liam,
the girls'
sorry, no, because
reaction-
David.
No, not Davide.
Oh, you mean like the Caucasian?
Before they came.
Forget. Davido is winning
Liam.
for everyone.
Yeah.
But there was
Before
a guy
him.
that walked in, and 3 of the girls lost their breath.
Wasn't that Luke?
No, it wasn't Luca.
No.
No, Luke.
Luca's the one with the tattoo.
Luca's
He just went to the shop and he said, "Do you?" It was not that one. It's
Liam. It's this guy.
Liam's the one with no facial hair, like a kid.
No, not Liam, because Liam's
Looks
the one
like,
that's been
Mason
disrespected
Mount.
by
No, but this is Liam.
Gemma.
Mason Mount.
Who's the other guy then? Andrew. When Andrew walked
It's
in.
not Andrew.
Where?
When Andrew walked
It's
in.
not Andrew.
When Andrew walked in, all the girls lost their breath.
You
All
know
the
why?
white
Because
girls
he's
lost
tall
their breath.
and kind of big.
They lost their breath. This is
Do you know he reminds me
quintessential.
of Curtis? He's gonna be the one making tea for everybody in the morning.
No, he
Watch.
won't. Because
Watch.
you know what? When he first came out, the girl with the blonde hair, I believe her name is can't remember her name. But she's the one with the device for her earring. Yeah. When she
Tasha.
Tasha, she lost her breath. Like she immediately liked him. He was like, I actually like.
Yeah.
What do you take from a guy telling you that he likes something that you're not? Like, so if you're a blonde girl and he says to you, my usual type is brunette, do you see it as a guy that's just not that into you?
No.
Or do you see it as him being honest?
No,
I can't lie
be
to you.
I think
my
guys
head.
are always positioning.
It will ring in my head.
You can have your preference and still like something else.
But would you say it though?
No.
So for him to say it,
Yeah.
isn't that him putting a little bit of a distance, like a little bit?
And do you know what? That's why I rated India for not saying what her type was, because you're not my
Well,
like,
then
you're
use
not the
against
type
the
that
court
one,
law.
but you're sitting in front of me. I'm going to be respectful.
Yeah.
If a guy tells me that if I'm blonde, and he tells me you usually like brunettes. Okay.
There was when they introduced one
First
of the
couple,
girls.
I'm dumping you.
When they introduced one of the girls, I think one of the blonde ones, they were like, "Oh yeah, she's dated 15 guys this month or something like that." I don't know.
No, she said she goes on like 60.
Yeah,
no,
was it?
Like 68 dates a month.
Above. And I was thinking back to
I
our
thought about
conversation
conversation.
about the serial dating.
I said 68 a month. I
above,
said
that's-
yes, girl.
Yusuf said slag.
No, but that's what I'm talking about though. Like, isn't that big? Okay, anyway, forget it.
But you know what though? Can I say though?
Davido, by
I
the way,
don't know
Davido
that-
hates everyone. I just
Who?
want to.
Davido.
Davido hates everyone. Do you know how white women move to people? Yeah, they move to you by connecting you to your stereotype. How can sis say, "I read a lot of books about the mafia," as she proceeds to talk? Do you not see that?
I didn't see
No,
that.
but you know what though?
That's
It's
wild.
interesting because
It's so cute.
It's
You gotta
interesting
love 'em.
because that's what black people get.
Yeah, like
When
they'll
we
be
say,
like, "Yeah, man,
I know someone who's who's African. The person's from Uganda. I'm Nigerian.
How is that your
Do you
bar?
know them?
How is that your
I bloody
bar
don't.
though?
Yeah.
Anyway, Davidi or whatever his name is,
Yeah.
he doesn't. Okay, so he doesn't.
Yeah, sorry. Can I say it? So basically, when I started thingy, I started a bit late. I was like a few minutes behind everyone. So I'm watching the show now, mind my business. My lovely co-host here, Koi, tweets me and says, at my royalty, your type has just gone in. So in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, like they've got a third black guy. Like Love Island are really shaking the table today.
Yeah.
It was every day because obviously I said I like Italian guys.
Okay.
I'm just saying,
cheeky
let's
of ya.
pay attention, innit? And she said, wow. But yes.
But yes, because he's a man.
Can we go to my favourite person so far? And my favourite person for all the wrong reasons.
Oh dear.
What's her name? The Owen's son, Gemma.
I don't like her.
She was so unnecessarily mean, but it makes sense. She's 19.
No, but you know what it is though? She's dying for everyone to know who her dad is. And the fact that no one's clocking on is killing me.
But she was
like,
so mean to that guy.
Gemma Owen, and then she paused and looked at them.
Because
And then,
Owen is just like a...
and then Luca was like,
Exactly.
well, this is Luca. I'm Luca Bish.
Yeah.
You know what? I
But
like
it wasn't
him.
that. She screwed
She was
at-
rude at Luca.
She
Like,
was rude.
She's like, oh, I don't like your name.
It's not Luca, it's Liam, the person that she's flogging. That relationship is already
Yeah, no,
toxic.
yeah, because
Yes.
she went and
She's
lips.
so mean to
Oh,
him.
shout
Oh,
out
yes,
to
remember
David.
because the
Not lips,
challenge,
sorry.
The challenge was good.
they said
The challenge
he
was good.
should
Pick someone that you done something fancy.
do something with her,
And
and she was like, no.
yeah.
He said lap dance
It was
on
a lap
the,
dance.
on the
Lap
person,
dance.
and he looked at her,
And she-
and
she
she
was
wasn't
back,
giving him
no.
any.
No,
And you
but
know what I
no, but
tweeted?
she looked at him so rude.
So
And she was like,
rude.
no, don't
She
do it.
actually said, she's like, no.
And
don't
I
pick
just want
me.
to say that's going to keep her in the show because she's going to suddenly become this likable, honest character. But
Villain.
if a black
what
girl,
I'm
if
saying.
India was
Likeable
that
villain.
harsh to Ikenna, all of us would have flogged her.
Like a
into
thief in the night, they would have taken her like
They would have
tissue.
taken.
Yeah.
All we would have seen was a black and blonde ponytail left where her head usually.
Literally.
Yeah.
No, because I just feel like, how do you get away? Why is it cute when you're this rude? Because that poor boy just finished his masters in strengthening and conditioning, and now,
Strengthening and
and now
conditioning.
she's acting like he's nothing. And I would be surprised if the girl I'm talking to told me she had 12 horses as well. She made it seem like he was a beggar on the street. She was so uninterested in him. I just thought it was unnecessarily rude.
Definitely.
And she's the
Yeah.
kind of girl that would never have that same level of rudeness for somebody she did like. Like she'll be
Yeah.
cheeky, but
Yeah.
she wouldn't be outright
You
rude
think
like
because
that.
she's a rich, privileged girl?
Yes, I would be the same way, but I just saying I don't like the behavior.
Yeah.
It's very naughty.
Yeah.
And I just hope it doesn't take away, because it's very disrespectful. He got mugged off. That term, mugged off.
Yeah.
That's what happened in the
Mhm.
challenge. When they were like, oh, go and lips whoever you like. And she went to go and kiss the VD. Who, by the way, is not impressed by any of the girls.
Yeah.
Because nice looking white women, probably he sees that every weekend when
You
he
know what
goes
I need
out.
for the video to do? Just wait to cast some more. That's when they bring the
Yeah.
elite girls on.
and
I wanted
also-
to wait to then.
I'm not wild by any of the girls. Are you wilding, man?
I'm not wild, no.
Apart from India,
apart from
India's
India.
definitely
obviously
top notch in there.
Do you know what? And Tasha. I think Tasha's beautiful.
Natasha?
The one
The
with
blonde
the
one.
hearing.
Mm.
No.
Nah, I'm not.
I think she's
blown
really
away
good.
by
India's
Tasha.
the best looking
But I
girl.
did
But
have-
No, India, absolutely.
As a whole, I'm not like, wild by anyone.
Mm. But
Do you know
don't
what?
debate.
Isn't that other black girl? What's her name?
Gemma.
The one with yeah. She isn't
No.
no. I said isn't. I was trying to think.
No, you implied
No,
that she
I
looks
didn't
like
imply
Quagmire.
anything. You're not in my
That's
head.
what
You
you
don't know who
implied.
I am. I'm a
You
black
said that
woman. I'm
Gemma looks
allowed
like
to.
Quagmire.
No, I didn't say Quagmire.
No,
I
but
didn't
you,
say
you,
Quagmire.
Gemma
you,
looks
you done
like
a
a
chin.
what-
You
I
done a
didn't.
chin.
I
You
said
done
no.
a
I
chin.
said I'm thinking
That's why she's
about
rubbing
her
her
name.
face.
I said no. I'm thinking, guys. I'm thinking about her name. One thing I'll say about Love Island, it makes you mean. No, stop it. Don't wow.
Let me see your stat.
Don't wow. Don't wow. All I did,
You went like this, you went,
I said. Fuck it, saying it, right? So
Yeah,
anyway,
exactly.
but her, I think she's very pretty as well.
She's
The only
pretty,
thing I
yeah,
don't
she's
like
pretty.
is that my thing you cannot like somebody, but something about the way that some of them move is like they're better than somebody.
Mm.
Do you know what it reminds me of? I
When
keep
the ugly
telling
guy moves to you
No,
and you-
she
okay.
reminds me of Anna. What guy moves? Anyway, she reminds me of Anna, yeah, because she feels that she's like too mature and she's a big woman and blah, blah, blah. And he's a small boy. But then watch in a few weeks' time,
You have
she's
a-
going to like him. But by then, he's going to move on to someone else.
Yep.
Now she's going to be crying and doing what Anna was doing and shouting all over the place, doing this.
I don't think it's gonna be that. I think for me, I think Gemma, what's her name? I think the girl,
Owen.
Amber.
Amber, is that the other black girl?
Yeah,
Not the
yeah,
India
yeah.
girl.
Yeah, Amber, sorry. Yeah,
Amber. I think she's waiting for a white guy or a spicy white guy.
Mm.
Personally, that's what I think she's waiting for. Or
So
white-
she's done really well with Dummy.
Definitely.
she's
He's better than her.
But you don't like what you don't like.
Yeah, true.
Do you know what I mean? And she doesn't like Dammy because when you're saying it's a slow burner and it's a banter, there's a little bit of banter there. You know when banter is flying when you like somebody.
Mm.
When you like somebody,
Yeah.
they can cough. Oh my gosh! And
That's
that
actually me.
is-
I'm sympathetic.
Like
That's
when
me.
you
You're
like
such an
someone,
actress.
huh?
I'll
Yeah.
tell you off.
Yeah, I'm an entertainer. But yeah, like I just feel like when someone is like you like somebody, everything is easier. Every
Everything.
joke lands better. None of them like each other,
Mm.
and the
Yeah,
VD hates everybody.
Can I say that? Did you guys clock Dammy's face when he got coupled with Gemma?
Was he happy?
He was fuming.
I don't think
He was
anyone's
You mean
really
Amber?
happy when they-
No, but
yeah.
his was like
Tasha and Andrew
it was visible.
Mm.
He was like, okay, and they sit next to her. And then what's her name? Laura was like, "Oh, like, you happy?" It's like, I guess. I said,
Wow.
People were
"Guess? They gonna get you out of
critiquing.
here."
People were critiquing the reveal of the superpower and the hearing.
deafness.
They saw it
yeah.
as not pandering, but they saw it as a not genuine moment.
Yeah.
A lot of people in the internet just was like,
I think because the way she gathered everyone together. If she
Yeah.
just told everyone maybe one by one and just in conversation, maybe.
No, because then it
come across-
spreads that way, though, innit? If I get a chance to talk to Dami, now he knows my business side. I think I thought it was a nice moment
I feel nice. It
to
was
gather
cute.
everyone, but I just thought it's because I didn't know that. I didn't know that she was no longer deaf. Like she just has a hearing aid. I thought because she said she was born deaf, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that it had been cured
Does she
No,
have
but-
some difficulty?
Yeah, but
because she's got
she
hearing
must
aid,
still have
right?
difficulties. But you know what it is? From the way she speaks, you can tell she's no longer deaf.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I didn't know that. So I thought she was telling people because it might be a thing of
They're talking
this
to
could
her.
affect our conversations, like
Okay.
Which you
Where-
could. Which you could.
and it could,
Yeah,
it could. But yeah, I just thought that's why she was telling everyone. But now that I know, I don't know. I still think it was an all right moment.
I think people
do
said that the reaction to it just felt not genuine. Like everyone saying,
It wasn't
"Oh,
because what's her name?
she's got a superpower and she proper has balls for doing that." And it felt like Love
They had
Island
to
we
say that.
like for what it is
Yeah.
and trying to make it woke and all of that. But
Yeah.
however, people who are differently able might look at that and be like, okay, now I feel
I
like
love
I can apply. So
Do you know what I did? Do you know what I thought wasn't genuine? I thought her revealing was genuine,
Mm.
but I feel like India's reaction when she's like, "Oh, I just told her like we'll love you for who you are."
the love was strong.
No, but she said we'll love you for who you are.
Yeah.
But girls
Don't
be
make
saying
me
I
tell
love
you.
you real easy, real quickly. But yeah, man, I'm not blown away, but I'm never blown away by Love Island in the first
Yeah,
episode.
first
episode,
Do
yeah.
you know what I mean?
But can I quickly just ask you guys a question though before we
Come
finish?
on.
Who do you guys think? So if this people that we're working with, right?
Yeah.
David said involved, included. So I got there in the end. Who do you guys see as a winner? Like, I just want just something fun.
Oh, that we want to win.
Yeah, that you can see. Yeah, you can see. Yeah, you want to win actually. No, not you want to win because
That
I
you
want
think
India
could
to win.
win.
That you think will win, and you don't have to pick the couple. You can mix and match.
Based on likability, none of the guys
Likability.
are jumping out to me right
Yeah.
now. But with the girls, the girl with the hearing impediment, what's her name?
Tasha.
Tasha, and one of the other white girls.
I said Tasha and Andrew early on because I jumped out of the pram for no reason. But I said them. The reason why I said them is because they seem to be the only two that actually liked each other. Like when they
Yeah.
got paired up, it was like they were like, "Are you happy? Yeah, we're well happy. We're proper happy."
Yeah.
Where everybody else said, "This will do. God is strong. I believe in the future." So
Yeah.
I was like a little bit there. But then I saw her wind on Davide, and I said, "Oh, Tasha's fast with it. Like
Yeah.
she's open. You know, like there's girls that talk about love, so you're thinking they're gonna be stuck in, but she's actually open.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
right now, I think those two are the ones where I feel like the British public after the Jubilee can get behind.
Yeah.
Okay.
Most
No,
likely.
is that you guys' prediction? We're gonna have a little bet, by the way. So
I don't think any
think
of
it's
these
too early
couples
to
are going to
talk
win.
about
It's too early for that.
I don't think
you
any
guys
of these
just ruin the
couples are
fun all
going
the
to win.
time.
You just want to lead us to the quagmire.
No, but
No,
no,
I
it
just
is-
think something because then we get to review it like
So we
week
all-
after week and see
okay,
the changes.
we have to pick a couple now, or can we just pick two individuals that we feel like are going to be together or something?
Yeah.
Because I think the couples now may not be the couples in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But
Well-
I did tell you. Guys, are listening to me on the show. I'm done. I said you don't have to pick the couples. I said you can pick individuals and match them together.
I know, I just
Okay.
said
It's
that.
too early for me to be invested. I mean, I'm invested. Okay.
Brent, I'm never making a suggestion on the show again. I hate
No,
doing
it's
that.
a good idea, but it's day one.
No, it's not. I'm done.
And with that, guys, we finished the Love Island segment, but we'll be back tomorrow with our predictions. Just give us some time to cook.
I ain't
sis.
predicting nothing to any of you guys.
And let's head
What's happening right now? Esther?
let's head into. It's my favorite part of Esther, to be fair. I actually live for these moments. So let's head into the last headlines.
Where's the music already?
Whoa, we're back.
Where's all the dust off me?
You know what I mean?
All right. So, some news from the cycling world. So basically, critics have spoken out about an inclusive race that allowed trans women to compete alongside biological women. The event last Friday finished with 2 transgender women in first and second place, with a young mother in third. The gold in the Thunder Crit race at Herne Hill Velodrome in southeast London went to Emily Bridges, a trans cyclist who was barred from a race in March and who had competed in men's events only the month before. In second place was Lily Chant, who, despite identifying as a woman, is still designated as male on official records. A photograph of the cyclist on the podium quickly spread on social media, which sparked fury from female athletes and campaigners. British Cycling, the governing board that has recently found itself embroiled in controversy around trans competitors, said the event was independent and it was not involved. Sharon Davis, who won a silver at swimming in the Moscow Olympics in 1980, has spoken out before about trans athletes, and she said she was very disappointed at the news of the race.
I feel like because this doesn't have a governing body associated with it, this is a race that was a choice. Everybody did. I don't think they necessarily qualified it, or if whatever they did. I feel like if you as a woman, if there's a race that allows trans women to be a part of it, and you as a biological woman, it's like you want to be a part of it as well. That's cool. But I do think that that all of that needs to be transparent. Do you know what I mean? Like if women want to be in biologically women only races, that needs to be an option, because there's something very not fair about this. So yeah.
No, what I was just going to say is everything you said there is 100% on point. I think this is one of those situations where I think some of the critics are kind of out of line. Only reason being is because this actual event, which is organised by these Thundercrit people, they actually have two separate categories now, which are for non-binary people, basically. So the relevant one here is the lightning category, right? Which is for cis women, non-binary people whose physical performance aligns with cis women, and trans men and women whose physical performance aligns most closely with cis women. So basically, biological women and people who identify as women, they are allowed to compete in this. So the ones that's just for biological women, the trans women are not allowed to be in that race.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why are we really complaining?
Once again, the headlines that are just misleading and clickbait.
You know what I'm saying?
Just
So,
agenda.
Yeah. So, it just seemed like, just leave it. You know what I'm saying? In fact, no one's really found a way to have everyone compete. Everyone's happy to compete. There may have been more than 2 trans women who actually competed. And so what happened to the other ones? Why didn't they get third place as well? You know what I'm saying? So I think it was and
a lot of women, like, you know, they really support the cause and stuff. So they do want to be in these races as well. Just to further the idea that, you know what I mean? Like everyone's got their own thing and their own interests. So yeah, this feels a bit clickbaity, if anything. Yeah. But yeah, as long as there's a place where women that are like, you know, they have the choice and everything's transparent as well, then okay.
If you choose to take part in the race where you know there's going to be trans women in the race, then there's no issue, right? Yeah. If it was like enforced, let's just say the Olympic Games now.
Yeah.
And they made it like, no guys, we're going to mix trans women and women in the same category. That's when it's like.
In the Olympics, even if there's a woman with too much natural testosterone in her body, they don't even let her participate. From what I've seen, like if there was a woman, she's a sprinter.
Yeah, I can't remember her name though.
I can't remember her name, but she had too much of natural levels of testosterone in her body. They didn't even let her race. Like, so I couldn't imagine this happening.
No, I couldn't imagine this happening in the Olympics at all. No.
Yeah.
Nah, no way.
No way.
All right.
Yeah.
That's it for the headlines for today.
Thank you so much. Let's jump into Done Out here.
All right, people. So I'm going to try and morph into Marks today for Done Out here and give this to Miss Amber Heard. So we reported this story earlier, and the reason why she's basically going to be in Done Out here today is because she's a goddamn liar, right? So essentially, she had to prove the evidence contradicted her testimony. Sorry, Johnny Depp had to prove that the evidence contradicted her testimony. And he did it quite easily, pretty much. So all the evidence was in her court to pretty much say, listen, he actually abused me. Here are the pictures. I went to the police station. I called the police. All of these things, which typically in a normal case like this should be enough. But what we found out was there were various stages along the way where all of her evidence was proved to be fake, pretty much. So the first thing was the penthouse incident. So Amber Heard said that Johnny Depp assaulted her, and there was loads of destruction in the property. There were injuries to her face, but the front desk manager, who saw her the very next day, saw no injuries. He testified to that, right? There was another person called Isaac Baruch, and he said he saw her, right, within hours of the alleged assault. But again, he saw no injuries on her at all. And he was actually crying on the stand, right, about the injustice of all the false allegations, right? So obviously that was crazy, right? 3 LAPD officers testified that they responded immediately after the alleged penthouse incident, and they saw no signs of injury to her. They also had a body cam as well, which showed there was no wine on the floor, which obviously she claimed came from Johnny Depp, throwing it around the place and, trying to destroy the apartment and whatnot. Also, there was a temporary restriction order that was placed. The next day, Amber Heard appeared at a courthouse to request a restraining order on him, and she came in with a bruise on her face, right? But that same bruise, was not seen by 5 witnesses. It also wasn't on the body cam footage, like I said earlier, right? Also, she said that she had no idea that the media would be at the courthouse. You know what I'm saying? When she actually went there to, testify or whatever. To get the restraining order. However, a TMZ staff member, he came out saying, wait a minute, we got told she's going to be in court and that she actually's got a bruise on the left side of her face, right? Which obviously she said was not the case. Also, she contradicted herself, right? Just throughout the whole thing, it just looked like she was just making things up, right? She thought obviously she had everything nipped in the bud. He's going to go down, all of this stuff. And just the sheer audacity of wanting to finish this guy when you know full well, at least from my perspective, that he didn't touch you. He may have been a maniac. He may have been a drug abuser. He may have done a lot of crazy things that wasn't necessarily nice. But for you to go to court, say he's an abuser, go out of your way to destroy your own apartment, pour wine all over the floor, put makeup on your face, call the TMZ and other media outlets to the courthouse. Yeah, definitely have to go into done at it.
Marks will be proud.
Yeah, so definitely you're done at it, man. You're a waste man for life. And you should be fired and should be in jail, to be honest. Because you've messed up his livelihood pretty much. Yeah, he's got loads of millions, but so what? He could have had more. So anyway, done at it.
The real E-Man is coming up to play, guys. All right, let's jump into the final bit of the show. Every day I meet E-Man for the first time. Every single day. But with that, guys, thank you, E-Man, for that. And with that, guys, thank you guys for today's show. This is our first Love Island segment.
It was.
Do you know what I mean? This is Tuesday as well. It's a nice day. We started off so happy. I feel like we're keeping that up. And obviously, shout out to everybody for tuning in. We appreciate you guys. I love when you guys send us little IG stories and stuff like that. It just makes us so warm because we come here every day to deliver to you guys the news, but also tons of banter, no matter if we feel like it or we don't. So thank you so much for appreciating us. We appreciate you. Now, guys, if you want to send in voice notes or text messages, remember, you know the number. You should know it by now, but it's 075-6484-1073. That's 075-6484-1073. I say this every episode, but guys, eventually you guys are going to be able to watch us live in the morning. So much stuff happens before the cameras officially switch on. So make sure that you join us. We'll be keeping up to date with what to do next. I just know it's going to be better than everybody else. And of course, if you want to inquire for the show or wish to feature on the show, email the team at THEDayAfter@THENEWBLXCK. That's Black with an X. Have a great day, guys. Love.